Wicked wild, wild. Wicked wild, wicked wild, wicked wild, wild west. Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada. None of this. Six gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo Soldier.
68, man.
What a treasure, dude.
What a fucking treasure.
We got a guest.
We have a guest. We haven't had a guest in a while.
We haven't, man.
You and me have just been ripping them.
I know. We were like, we got to get more guests, and we did like 6 episodes in a row.
Yeah, that was
Sam's
nice.
Guest.
But today's guest, returning guest, is this our first returner?
Yeah, I
You're
believe.
First returning guest. How does that make you feel? Steve Gerben?
Feels great.
The
Nice.
Gerby baby, dude. The Gerbers.
Nice.
What's up, dude? How was your weekend, Matthew?
Chilling, man. What did I do? Saw BP.
Oh, you saw Black Panther?
Saw Black Panther, yeah.
Oh, that must have been so
It's
powerful.
historic, dude. It was nice.
Was it historic?
Yeah, well, dude, I'm telling you, you go in there and it was just like dudes taking pictures of the marquee, and it was like people were fucking stoked.
Yeah, it's like Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King.
It was
Marvel comic book movie.
Yeah, it was up there, dude.
God,
it was
dude,
up there.
people are reaching so hard to be part of a civil rights movement right now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
but the movie was literally there was maybe me and one other white dude in there, and we were in Cherry Hill too.
Yeah.
So, because everyone's like, "Where'd you see the movie?" I saw it in like North Philly. It was crazy.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I was in Cherry Hill, and I was like the only white dude in there.
Well, that's because white people are
They're all sold out.
respecting the culture right now. And you got to understand, as a white person, and I assume our listener is white, don't go see Black Panther yet. Let them have this.
You got to go.
You got to show respect to their culture and maybe wait a week.
You got to go right now. It's all sold out, dude.
The last thing they need is more colonists in that theater,
Dude, you got to go.
in that white
You
run
have to go watch
theater.
it.
No. Don't see Black Panther.
You got to see it, dude.
All right. How's it going? Doing good?
It's good.
Nice. I went to go see it, but it was sold out till
Sold
like
out
Thursday.
everywhere. Well, it's like all the other stuff. It's good. You watch it. It's cool, and then it's like it taps into that, like the current movement of being like calling white dudes colonists and being like the white guy tries to speak and they're like woof woof woof, and like they don't let him speak.
Wait, they bark at him?
Yeah, and like they like do like
hilarious.
it's really weird. And then like
Well, they got that right.
Well,
That's
you-
kind of realistic.
but you watch
I walk
it.
outside. I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right.
Well, you watch it, and it's just kind of like you see the thing, then you try to explain it to someone who's not white, and they're or like maybe they are white, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, dude,
I
there's
know,
something
I know.
weird, and they're like, "Well, that's how it felt for us," and it's like, I guess, man, I don't know. It just feels like a weird thing to do, and everyone's like, "That's the point of the movie. It's like supposed to make you feel."
No, it's supposed to be a fucking comic book movie.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
I've been trying to sell that at shows.
What?
I did an all black show last week. And
You can't- you
I was
can't-
like, hey guys, you know Black Panther's gonna fucking suck, right?
No,
And they
dude.
were like, what? I was like, dude, unless you're a little kid or you have half a brain, it's a fucking comic book movie. You're an adult.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that it's
gonna
a
suck.
mainstream movie, and it's like an all black cast, so it's like a milestone,
Dude.
In that
Black Iron Man has to be sitting there like, what the fuck, guys?
there's no black Iron
Yeah, there
Man.
is.
Where?
Fucking Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah, he's like Iron Man's fucking helper, dude.
That's all right. He made up 10% of the Iron Man franchise, accurately.
You would think he'd make it an appearance in there, though.
Also, if I were black, I would have celebrated Django a lot harder than I celebrated Black Panther.
What was Django? Oh, did
Django
Django?
Unchained?
Yeah, but this was black cast, black director.
White production company, white
Marvel.
white owner.
Yeah,
fucking,
Stanley.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get why
White
people
man
are.
still
I
getting
get why
paid
people
off
are
of all
stoked
of
off
that.
it. That's the weirdest thing too. That was the thing I was trying to figure out. I'm like, is this just like kind of clickbait? Where
is.
like it's not even made like when everyone's like, oh, that's the design. It's made. It's like, or is it just made for people to talk about and write on the internet and get outraged about? And it's like that's my whole thing with all this
Who's
stuff.
getting outraged about it?
Dude, there's a lot of bad movie reviews who are like, fuck this movie. This movie's
Oh, I mean,
bullshit.
it
Blah
probably
blah blah.
sucked.
It's
a
mean,
comic book
It's
movie.
a comic book movie, so it's like it sucks on the level of like if you don't like comic book movies. It's
Yeah.
It's
It's like, again, I said it's like, go, if you want to see Black Panther, just watch any Spider-Man movie and just listen to Kendrick Lamar while you watch it.
yeah,
It's the same fucking movie.
yeah. It's pretty similar to that.
It's like,
It was
it's
like-
going to
it
be
was-
CGI garbage with Kendrick Lamar playing.
It was the most.
It's like,
It was like the most. The plot was the most like intricate it's been for which usually they're very linear where it's like
Yeah.
dude something bad happens comes back. They had like a anti-hero thing going on with Michael B.
nice.
Jack Nick Cannon, dude.
That's sick.
I thought that was Nick Cannon for like 6 months.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man with Kendrick Lamar, and you got to sit next to a guy from Trenton, New Jersey, in a fucking dashiki.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
It was so weird. It's such a weird. I don't know. I can't even like. Because I thought about it a lot. Because I was like, I left and I watched it, and I was like, God, that's so fucking annoying. And then if you tell people that, they're like, well, that's that you can't handle it. And it's like, I don't really care. There just seems like there's something really weird going on.
There is. There's something off. There's something bad about it. It's like the same thing with Get Out. Except I bet this is a way worse movie than Get Out.
Well, they're impossible for me to watch because I analyze them. I sit there and I'm like watching it like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like the white version of the dude from Do the Right Thing who's wearing like the Africa fish shirt, and they're like, dude, shut the fuck up with this bullshit. I'm like, no, you gotta watch it. Look. But it
is clickbait was the perfect example.
Yeah,
Black Panther is clickbait in just movie form.
Yeah, well, it is for certain people. Then if you're black, you're just like, fuck yeah, dude, finally a Marvel movie. Like if you and I were the world, and like every movie was like Matt McCusker, and they made the Shane Gillis movie, you'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go, we're gonna watch this. That's I get that. That's the problem. There's too many groups with different things going into it. Like for white people, when I'm talking to a white guy and like, oh my God, this is the best movie I ever saw, I'm just kind of like, was it, bro?
Yeah.
Then if I'm talking like a black dude who was like, I was so excited for Black Panther, I'm like, you probably were fucking stoked and you probably really enjoyed it. If it was all Madea movies forever and one day it was just like white dude movie, you'd be like, yo, bring the fucking kids. There's a white guy movie. We're fucking seeing this thing. That part I do get.
I don't think it is only. Oh, I guess if you're a comic book fan, sure.
Exactly, like
but
Marvel.
There's definitely black movies.
Not like mainstream though, because I kept trying to think of like mainstream Madea.
Training Day.
That's not a black movie. It's Denzel is the black dude.
There's a lot of fucking black people in that.
Yeah, but it's not a black movie though.
There's
like
movies
Madea.
with black people.
Have you ever watched a Madea movie?
Yeah, of course.
That's a black movie. Training Day was just Training Day.
All right.
I mean, Denzel's the main point. But
Gervin, you're making the right choice of sitting this out.
What do you think?
We'll get to you in a second.
What do you think? Did you watch? If you went to Madea or Training Day, there's a different vibe when you go in.
I'm not saying
like
there's
Baby
not a
Boy.
different vibe.
Baby Boy was a black movie.
Baby Boy was a black movie. I don't know. I just the idea of separating us into these groups constantly weirds me out.
That's weird.
And being like, that's a black movie, that's a white movie. It's like, how about they're just fucking movies?
Madea is a black movie though.
Madea is a black movie, yeah.
For sure. But no, it's weird. That's the weirdest thing. Like I really the weirdest part about it to where it's like, well, this is important finally, but it's like movies are decided by the market. It's like these guys who are filming these aren't like, we need to make a change. They're like, how much money can I make? And when these things start making lots of money, then it's like, but people are paying for the tickets, but it's like, why, dude?
Yeah.
There's a weird like white masochistic element to where it's like, give me my punishment. I'll sit through Black Panther. And it's like, it's weird, man. The whole thing makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
But you talk to like last night I was talking to two black ladies about this, and they were like, fuck you, boo-hoo, fuck off. And I was just like, you guys don't understand.
Well, maybe they don't.
Exactly, because it was super.
Just because they're black doesn't mean they're not allowed to be fucking dumb.
What do you mean?
Like, you're allowed to be like, oh yeah, you guys just don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah. Wait,
and
what do you mean?
People like put kid gloves on and they're like, well, maybe it's just because it's their black experience and this is really fun for them. Or it's like, maybe they're kind of fucking dumb and they're acting like a fucking cartoon is a civil rights movement.
Yeah, but I honestly get that part of it. That part I do understand, to where it's like, if you're a Marvel person and it's just like now they're making
if
a
you're
black
a Marvel person, yes.
Yeah. Even if you're just like, this is going to be sick, dude. They're going to make a mainstream Hollywood production that they spent so much fucking money on this movie.
Yeah.
And it shattered box office records.
Yeah, because people don't really care about, like, it's not like we need white people in a fucking comic book movie.
Yeah, but
it doesn't
think
matter.
about why would that shatter records? Like, because the market's the thing that this is feeding. It's all just numbers, and it's like, why the fuck is that selling so many tickets? Because like you said, like, it's Iron Man did okay, but this Black Panther just like blew the shit out of the water.
Well, it's because black people were required to see it culturally.
Yeah.
So you have every single black person in America that had to go see Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then white people that also feel obligated culturally
go watch it.
You have to go see.
Well, it's
that
one of
movie.
those movies where people like I've had like so many people ask me like, you see Black Panther? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. But if you're like, nah, like I talked to my friend the other day and he was like, he was this black dude. He felt bad because he bootlegged it. And he's like, my friend was like, man, you're gonna bootleg Black Panther, bro? And he's like, I'll go get a ticket, but yeah, I just want to watch it in the house.
Nah, fucking bootleg it.
Well, that was the funny part. There is something really culturally like it is like almost like sacrilegious to like bootleg it or not see it. Because there's a thing where like you're like, oh man, you're like supporting, but yeah, again, you're really supporting like some Hollywood finance.
Some fucking Weinstein at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who you're supporting.
Well, I think it is a Weinstein picture.
Probably.
No, that'd be.
I mean, it's one of them.
If that came out, that would be the ultimate. If they're like, well, it was actually so Harvey.
If Harvey Weinstein made the most money off that.
Well, that's the weirdest. Right to me now, that's the weirdest thing of like. So you have like the liberal tract of being like, this is the most powerful, this is the best movie. Then you have people just kind of like hoping like, I hope this movie fucking sucks. Just
I
so
hope
people
it sucked.
Exactly. So it's weird to think like. So there's two people trying to have something that's like this is their own reality, and every day they're trying to like see little things like yes, I'm right, yes, this is that. And they're like it's just weird.
Yeah, I mean,
because you'll have people be like that was the best movie I ever saw, and it's like, okay, like,
sure,
I guess it was. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not. It's just fuck. It's bizarre.
It's not the best movie. I guarantee it. It's a fucking comic book
It's
movie.
a good for a Marvel movie. They spent so much money and they did a good job Marvel wise. But
I hate the CGI in those comic book movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just it sucks to
Yeah.
me. I don't like it. So then when I hear people put this pressure on it that it's going to be the greatest movie ever and that it's going to be this like landmark, it's just not.
well, I'm just like because
We're forcing that
it's
on
building,
everything.
but it's building. So it was like Get Out. That was like holy shit. This was awesome. They're doing all
Which
these.
it wasn't awesome.
I know, but they're going to keep building the momentum of this thing,
of course.
and this whole thing's going to end with one black dude being like, "That was alright," and then they'll be like, "Fuck," and then they'll just lose a bunch of movies in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Because how many times can you replicate the whole thing? Is like Get Out was just like black people are treated badly. Wake Up. Black Panther was like something similar to that, but with Marvel behind it, and it's like I keep wondering like when's people gonna be like, all right, I've seen this movie, I get it, enough.
Apparently it's not going to happen.
It will, but dude,
I mean,
it's
Detroit. That movie Detroit fucking bombed.
What was that?
That was about like a bunch of cops killing black people in Detroit,
Oh,
and
that
then
didn't
like
do
race
too well.
riots or something.
That
I
didn't do
think.
too well.
Yeah, no one fucking saw that.
That must suck if you're like racially
must really
divisive
suck.
movie bombs. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, that's like being a Muslim comic now and not getting fucking famous.
Yeah,
Man, I must actually suck.
yeah, that's tough. I didn't ever thought about the flops.
Yeah. Also, I've been saying this for a while, and I'm excited for it. Is when the wave of whatever this PC fucking civil rights movement we're all on, when that fucking dies down, but the movies are always like a year and a half behind the culture, like from when they start making them
Oh
to when
my
they come
God,
out.
yeah.
I can't wait for the wave to crash and then have another fucking Detroit come out.
Well, that's
And everyone just be like, "What the fuck
that's
is this?"
that's what I told my girlfriend. I'm like, dude, like I'm not being a hater, but I was like, we'll watch this movie 5 to 10 years from now and be like, ew. Like, you know, you watch some movies now and you're like, ew.
Yeah.
Like I was watching some cheerleading movie with my girlfriend, and they were like, "What are you, a fag?" And I was watching it, and I was like, "Damn, bro, this was like '96." And I was like, "Holy shit!"
What was it? Was it with?
It was like
Kirsten
"Bring It
Dunst?
On." Yeah, I don't speak fag. And I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's funny.
You're gonna watch? Yeah, I was dying, but you're gonna watch. I was like, in 10 years, we'll watch this movie and be like, "This is kind of
Like,
weird."
man, it's weird they keep calling the white guy a colonist.
Yeah, that was hilarious. It was funny because I was arguing with my friend. I was like, "My family's from Ireland. We didn't colonize anyone."
Yeah, I just
I was mad. I was mad when I was watching it, and like the white character the whole time. They're like I definitely got triggered when they were like, "You don't speak enough," and the whole time he'd be like, "All right," and the whole theater would laugh, and I just sat there like,
Well, yeah,
I got so mad,
you should
dude.
Be. You should
That's-
be.
that's what I was saying.
It's wrong to do that.
exactly, yeah. But then the whole thing
and
is
what
like,
fucking movie did you watch where the white characters were like, "Hey, Blackie, shut up"? I haven't seen one like that.
but the thing is with that, the reservoir is so deep, you can just instantly be like, "Remember blackface?" and you're like, "Shit." All right.
But blackface, when the fuck was
That
that?
was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But even like there was movies, you could say like every movie in the 90s, not every, but most commercial hits with a black dude was just like a smoky or like a cracked out dude from like that happened in a lot of movies.
Like what? Like a cracked out black dude was in a movie?
Or like criminals. Like I get like now we use the Russians as criminals in movies.
We've been using the Russians as criminals.
We've been using
for
the Russians
a long time.
But if you go back
too much,
if
dude.
you were a black dude and you were putting the
fucking
same
hate that.
so right now my white guy like the white guy eyes I'm putting on movies of like the white conspiracy.
Yeah.
If you're a black dude, I'm sure you could be if you were putting those glasses on in the 90s, you could be like, "Oh, this movie, that movie, that." I don't look out for it.
Probably.
That I'll give. I'm sure you could be like, "Well, here's this."
Yeah.
So now it's just the tables have turned, dude. Now,
Yeah, but it's like if that was wrong then, it's wrong now.
Exactly. And the response to that is boo hoo. And it's like, all right,
It's like, all right,
whatever, man.
Dude, you better watch it. You're pushing white dudes.
That's what I'm trying to. I try to warn people nicely. I'm like, dude, this is a hornet's nest you don't want to hit. And I'm like,
it's the worst group to bother.
I mean, there's no way you can say that nicely to two black ladies. Like, hey, man. Like, they're like, well, how do you think? I'm like, watch fucking Waco, dude. Like,
Yeah,
this
don't get
is
the
not a
guns
good
going.
idea, man.
Don't get the boys.
When everyone's
going.
like, well, actually, most terrorists are white, and it's like, maybe so, dude. Let's not fucking hit that hornet's nest, dude. If you're being like, well, there's Middle Eastern terrorists and there's these white guys who just crush them numbers wise, it's like, well, let's not fucking rattle that cage.
Yeah.
If that's the reality you're saying, it's like, let's not throw rocks at that bee's nest, dude.
I got in an argument.
We don't need white terrorists
I think
right
I
now.
talked about this. I got in an argument with this guy, this Baltimore comic. He's a black dude, and we were talking about. It was right when Vegas happened, and he was talking about how like white terrorism's like all this stuff, and he started talking about gun violence and how white people make up like all of it. And I was like, you know, black people shoot each other a lot, right? And he was like, oh, please, I hate that argument.
It's a fair argument.
It's like domestic terrorism in America is white men.
Oh, he's saying just terrorism wise of like
Yeah,
senseless
but I'm
shootings.
Like, yeah, but if you're talking just gun violence,
Yeah.
it's like you guys are carrying your fair share of the load.
Yeah,
here
no, that's
pretty
true.
good. And he's
That's
like,
true.
well, it's different because of all these. It's like, yeah, sure, it's a little different, but people are still getting shit. Tell that to the guy who got shot in the fucking head.
Exactly.
It's like, man, I wish this guy who shot me had an agenda.
Yeah,
Instead of
exactly.
just-
Yeah.
No, he's shot in the
I wish
fucking
this
head.
guy was politically
Anyway, that's
motivated.
out
No,
of-
that's a thing that you bring that up. And people are like, tisk, dude.
Yeah,
And if you're talking about like just like Mandalay Bay Psycho style, but
Yeah, that's
you know
honkies.
he could have been
Honkies
he
will
could have
get
been a
fired
government he could have been a patsy. You know, if you're a 45-year-old white dude, your chances of becoming a government patsy are maybe increased 10,000-fold, dude. So watch out.
Yeah,
That'd be funny, them picking patsies from like softball games. You see some guy in like a pull over windbreaker and New Balances, like perfect.
Yeah.
He's gonna shoot up Mandalay Bay.
Oh man, but that and but yeah, this whole thing just
I've hit
something
my wits end, dude. Last night I was writing in my nightly journal, dude, and I was
You have a
just like-
nightly journal?
I have a nightly journal, yeah,
since when?
like
Is this part of your system?
couple months. Yeah, it's part of my systems. All great men journal their thoughts, but so I just wrote. I was like writing last
I
night.
admire your systems, by the
Dude,
way.
my system. I'm telling you, man.
Absolutely,
I don't do it every night, but if I have a problem that I feel like last night, I was so fucked up about Black Panther and getting in an argument with my friend and my girlfriend at the same time. I was like, I have to go to my journal, dude, and be alone with my thoughts. And I just came to the conclusion that I don't care about this shit
Dude,
anymore. I'm done with this shit. I don't care.
commercialization of civil rights and activism is so fucking annoying.
Yes.
Like Lexus doing Black Panther commercials and like every single dude, watch ESPN. There's one commercial that's just two of the anchors rapping.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all hip hop. It's all that. It's all black people. It's not Michelle Beadle. Yeah, she's on one of those. Mm-hmm. They all are like trying to get their snippet online of going viral. So on each episode, they're like, "What do you think about people kneeling?"
Yeah.
Every fucking show.
Well,
and
that's-
it's like black people need to stand up for themselves. It's like, all right, Michelle Beadle, you white fucking bitch,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
No, everyone's
Tell
trying to
me
get
about
that-
the Packers game.
Everyone's trying to get that. Oh, she's going on like hard Timmy
People,
Lauren
not
land.
necessarily just her, but I've seen her a couple times.
So
like,
that's
it's
the
just
weird.
annoying.
That's the weird thing about this because there's definitely something in the air. It's like there's this weird thing among people where it's like social change
Mm-hmm.
is kind of trapped in the air, and it's like advertisers are just like they
Yeah,
plug
yeah.
into it, and they're like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to get a Lexus? Huh? Black people, huh? Come
Yeah.
on."
It's like, look at the Black Panther, huh? Look
Huh?
at this guy.
How about this?
He's getting a Lexus.
14 Lexus, yeah, it's pretty weird to think that like they're, but that's the market dictates all that stuff. So people see that and
isn't
they're
it-
like,
Lexus is Japanese, dude.
they're Japanese.
Oh,
Well, dude, it's so weird that people get like
Lexus for a Black Panther.
the whole idea is to see that, plug into it, buy a Lexus, and be like, I'm somehow weirdly helping civil rights
Yeah.
with this new Acura RSX.
The Barack paper of America.
Did you watch the
Rexes.
Did you watch the Putin video?
That he's like, don't vote for me, or if you don't vote for me, you're fucking gay.
Did you watch that?
No.
All right, yeah, we got to include Gerben instead of you and
No,
me going
no,
on
yeah, yeah.
fucking
No,
Yeah.
don't know.
instead of our
Sure.
race.
What do you think about this?
No,
What's
dude,
your
don't
take?
make him talk about this.
That's chill, dude. This is suicide.
I just don't
is-
even have anything good to contribute. I think
Dude,
I haven't
it's
seen
poisonous.
it. I don't watch.
Keep this stuff out of your
comic
mind, dude.
movies,
It's
yeah.
poisonous.
Yeah, it's tough to watch.
You start always watching shit with this weird filter,
and
dude.
you know it's wrong, but you can't really put your finger on why, because if you say it's wrong, everyone's like, what are you, a fucking racist? It's like, no. It's just weird to see Lexus hop dogpile on this, or T-Mobile be like, you believe all people should be treated equally.
Yeah.
T-Mobile. It's like, what?
Yes, exactly. No, and that's the that is the clickbaity part of it, where it's not about like we need to help people. It's like, what are people yammering on about? And they're like, all right, we'll get
Yeah.
behind that.
Yeah.
Well, I think also too something that I would worry about with stuff like that is when you're condescending to people, then there's like a pushback.
Sure.
And then you're like, well, you're just creating a nightmare scenario for all of us then, because then we're going to have people pushing back on this in a way that could. That's the
That's
useless
exactly.
thing
Well,
that I've
no, that's not
contributed.
useless. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. We got fucking Donald Trump,
There was an
and
interesting.
then it doubled.
Yeah.
After Donald Trump, the last like year and a half,
We gotta
this
let him
shit
go, dude.
Has been just
No, it's true.
butt fucked down our throats.
Yeah.
I mean, it was before Trump with Hillary, it was getting rammed down our throats pretty hard. And with Obama, when Obama got elected, it was fucking like, all right.
When Obama got elected, it was
That was
quiet.
still cool, though.
Everything was quiet that day.
And
I remember
that made sense.
I worked construction. I remember people being like, "God fucking damn it!"
well, I mean, that
But
was
everything was quiet. No
that
one,
was a-
no one. Well, I guess people protested, but
Who?
most people, I think they had a couple people go.
protest.
No one that I
Obama?
knew. No one that I knew. Yeah.
There was white protests against Obama in cities.
No, not like that. Not like there was for Trump.
No, there were none.
There were just people being like, "Hell no, he's not my president."
Yeah, but not
But no, not on the scale of
You would
like
never-
this. It was a global scale.
me saying that. People are gonna like send us pictures of people like burning Obama in effigy. It's like, yeah, dude, that was 12 guys in Alabama.
Yeah, it wasn't. There wasn't Love
You
Park.
can't let them off the hook.
That
because
was
of
just like that was just hushed grumblings over mashed potatoes, being like, "Yeah, fucking damn
Well,
it."
I remember. I was at Harrisburg Area Community College, 2008.
You led the
2000.
revolt, dude?
No, I was just me and my friend. Like all the everybody was wearing like the Obama shit, and it was
Yeah.
like a sports team.
Yeah,
It was like the black guys' sports team won, and I was just like, I mean, I kind of thought he was cool too, guys. Why are you fucking throwing this in my face? It's like I helped. I helped.
yeah. That was when he got elected. I woke up and it was like, "All right, black president, sick," and then it kept going about my day. And then
Yeah.
I remember I was at Drexel. Yeah, it was like, "Okay, I'm sick,"
Yeah,
and then I was just like, "Well, back to fucking my life." Doesn't
sure, of
affect
course.
me at all.
Obama's different. And then when we got Hillary, they tried to use the same playbook of this is a monumental moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, well, we don't care about women that much. So fucking chill. And then also it wasn't because she was, you know.
She had too much dirt on her.
But
Well, that was the
that's
funny
what
thing.
made Trump
She got
just so
caught
great.
more or less fucking with the elections, messing up Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders' chance, and then she's like, "The fucking Russians colluded against me," and it's like,
It's like, no.
you did that too.
I know. That's the one thing that bothers me the most.
That
about
is funny to
The
think
Russian
about.
collusion thing, the one thing that really annoys me is they're mad at who blew the whistle. They're not mad
Yeah.
about the crime that they committed, which was rigging their own election.
Which is
They're,
weird.
they're
Yeah.
like, I can't believe they caught us. It's like, look who caught us. That's not good.
Yeah. What
It's like,
exactly
but
did
you
she?
fucking rigged the election against Bernie Sanders.
How did she do that? I remember reading the WikiLeaks, and she basically said like she got more airtime, and they.
Well, the DNC
Pumped her up,
They
yeah.
decided.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
DNC and they fucked him over in like Nevada. I think.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of those.
She
Like,
got
caucuses
busted. She got
and
busted.
shit.
She got busted, and then she was like, "These Russian motherfuckers."
It's like, yeah,
dude.
it's like the Russians. And everyone. Yeah,
That's
but
where I
anyway,
tap
anyway,
out, dude. That's where it's just like, well, fucking.
This whole thing now is every single piece of information you receive off the internet or off TV is all fake. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah.
Both sides. I mean, Donald Trump's definitely a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
He's definitely a fucking mess, and
Yeah.
it's terrible that he's in office. But also, just there's no honest piece of information out there.
Well, there's an
Apparently-
interesting. Go ahead.
No, please.
On Sam Harris's podcast recently, this guy Niall Ferguson or whatever, he had an interesting counterfactual to like if Clinton had gotten elected, the protests would have been insane, but they would have been also of a different character, which is like all of the ideas that they had that this is completely rigged, that the Clintons are part of this like world domination thing, would have been totally fitting that narrative.
Yeah.
And then you would have had Steve Bannon without ever having a chance to be in power.
Hyping that up.
Sure. And that would make him more strong. So there's something about you have this undercurrent happen, and then you go, okay, well, you actually got it. And now you're in charge. And now let's see what you do with it.
Well,
and just to tie it into the Black Panther thing, like I think that there is, kind of to your point earlier, something where it's like, all right, you wanted to do this exact type of movie, have humiliate white people in it or whatever. I don't know if
they don't humiliate white people. Steve, take it easy.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. I've not seen it.
It's slightly, like I said,
It's definitely not.
I'm real plugged
into
the. I'm plugged into like the weird political matrix right now, and
it's
I'm
a celebration of black royalty. It's about black people being powerful.
All right, I'll shut up.
But I know what you mean. But if that's
please don't have a problem.
That
with
was according though was like, well, that's the point of the movie, to make you feel uncomfortable. And I'm like,
so good. Then get it out of your system. I'll play a role that you can.
That's
I'll hire me to.
Yeah,
be some wacky white dude in your movie.
Like, all right, whatever you guys say.
Yeah. Make me look like an idiot. Just get it out.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right as far as like Trump winning, and this is what I was trying to get to until I got sidetracked with my anti-Obama.
You did go anti-Obama. I remember what I was going
to say. Like Trump winning was the worst thing imaginable for all this shit that I already hated before he got elected. Like, I mean, him winning was funny for like a week.
Yeah.
And then now the left has just doubled down, and everyone's like, they're exactly right. They are the correct ones. And it's like, now this whole wave of like, Get Out was the best thing I've ever seen. Black Panther, I fucking jerked off in the theater. I love the NBA more than anything. Not in my country, Matt.
Well, dude,
this is America.
This is what I remembered. I was full Alex Jones. I was like, you don't understand. You're not in the crosshairs of this movement. But your alternate reality of Hillary winning. The only thing with that is that, so if the protests would have been basically like protests launched by guys in like size 42 Lees are so easily ignored.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
It's so easily ignored.
42 dungeons.
Yeah, but think about if these were like guys in like hunting caps, like, you're fucking hell no, crooked Hillary. News would have been like, and there those guys are, back to the news. They would have, if it's all girls in the street, you're like, fuck, we can't just be like, shut the fuck up. You got to be like, all right, what are you guys talking about? All right, that's nice. If it was white guys protesting, there's no fucking more ignored protests.
White guys aren't protesting.
But if you were
white
saying,
don't protest.
I was in an alternate reality universe.
No, I understand.
Where like crooked Hillary, and they do. If you watch Waco,
protest.
The white nationalists. If you watch not Waco, but the
documentary,
the Netflix documentary, those dudes protest hard as fuck.
That was back when the extreme right was at like their pinnacle.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we were watching the Waco shit last night, and I was talking to Chris, and I was like, dude, and I think they need to, but they need to figure something out with fucking gun rights. But if they decide to start taking people's AR-15s, there's going to be about 40 fucking Wacos. It's going to get nuts, dude. If let's see whoever comes in after Trump, and if the pendulum swings just as hard to the left, if we get in some fucking guy that's like, or some chick, God forbid, that's like, we need to get rid of everybody's assault rifles. Dude.
You can't turn them in.
Holy fuck.
If
they do like a gun return, and then they're like, and those of you who didn't return them, we're going to come get them. It's like, dude.
They'll never do that.
It's going to be crazy.
They'll do like no longer can buy them, and if you have an AR, they'll just be like, well, fuck it.
Yeah,
you
got to let them go.
Because if they try to take those things,
dude.
There's no way. There's no way they can do that.
That would radicalize. I mean, that would like, you'd have like 10 Dan Bilzerians and Joe Rogans out in the fucking woods.
I mean, dude,
you don't want those.
You'd
guys.
have like mutated Rogans, dude. It's not even you're tapping into a strain of fucking white trash freedom, dude. That's just like
that actually like has a decent point. They're like, they're actually coming for our guns. Like,
yeah, it's weird. Well, it's weird because
terrifying.
When I first started stand up, like what was funny was dominated more by the right, because like guys would just go up on stage and be like, fucking lazy ass Mexicans, and people would just crack up. And I remember watching, like, God, this sucks. And now I watch the liberal version of that, and I'm like, God, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's just weird, because they, like, the Wacos was like, we were kind of operating on, like, somewhat of that. Now it's more just like the left stuff and
The left stuff.
I got catcalled
and this is kind of a change of subject because I think we need to.
Yeah.
But the left stand up is so fucking bad, and that's the whole world of stand up right now.
Dude.
And because that's so mainstream, nobody notices it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people watch Two Dope Queens and are like, "This is comedy. This is normal comedy."
That's true.
And it's like that's not comedy. That shit fucking sucks. If you watch Two Dope Queens on HBO and you think that that's comedy, you should fucking go hang yourself.
Imagine if you were watching Louis C.K.'s special, and then in the middle of it, he just like interviewed some dude. He'd be like, "What the fuck's he doing right now? This isn't you can't interview somebody during and call it an HBO special. You just your
Well,
podcast."
no, that's not a special. That's always been their thing. Two Dope Queens has always been those two go on, and then they bring out people and do like a
so
showcase.
it's a podcast, but they said
It's a showcase.
They said in the beginning,
Right,
this
yeah.
is our HBO special,
True, they did say that.
which I was just like,
They're doing a bunch of those.
no,
though.
it's not.
It's
Yeah,
like
I guess it's a
series.
season. Yeah,
But it's
whatever.
it's not just them. You know, it's Hassan Minaj. It's
King
it's
of
all
comedy,
that.
dude.
It's all,
Don't you
dude,
dare
I
fucking
sent you
attack
that
the throne.
picture. There's
He's
a
the
fucking
king of comedy
He's on
now.
the cover of GQ, like India.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see that? It was
that's GQ India?
But then in the there's like an India. I think I saw.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
he's
he's
a
just
fucking
sitting on a
Indian. I'll give him
throne.
that.
Now the disease got dethroned,
True that.
but the whole thing is just nightmarish.
It is crazy. It's crazy.
You know what's
man.
sick? When I was in Oklahoma this weekend with Dan Soder.
Yeah.
And he had like a freak out. Before we went on, he talked to me about like where comedy is and where it needs to be for like an hour before the show, and I was just sitting there just like, yes, dude. Yes. Feed me. I was so fucking hyped. And then I got out there, and it was on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma.
Jesus
where I
Christ.
performed on Saturday, and it was just like
You were like a tornado.
I
dude.
walked in there. I was like, "These are my people, dude. Yo, what up?" And they were like, "Woo!" I was like, "Look at you, fucking white trash idiots!" And they're like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's
I was like, "You
hilarious.
guys fucking kill things, don't you? You guys kill animals like every day, don't
they
you?"
love
I was like,
it,
"Who
dude.
killed an animal within the last 3 days?" And everyone had their hands up. I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was
To
so
be able
fucking fun.
to fuck with that demographic is, dude, gold mine.
It's so fun. And
a
then I
gold
was
mine.
like, "Dude, you guys are a lot." Like, I was kind of worried coming down here. Like, because you guys have been pretty bad on the news lately. Like, anytime they show you guys, it's you guys just like, "Well, I don't want that."
Just them standing in front of a statue, like, get out of here. No.
But it's funny though, because when you drive around, you see the rest of the country. Because we're just in these corridors of like the Northeast, where it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Nah. Then you go out there, and it's just fucking nuts. It's
I
nuts.
bet.
I mean, Arkansas and Oklahoma was fucking crazy. It was
God
crazy
damn.
to see.
That must have been fun.
I got so high that I was afraid of Native Americans killing me. me and Soder both got high, and then we were sitting there like, man, you know what's crazy about this? Because there was like a bunch of like, you could see Native Americans.
Yeah.
There was a Native American security guard that like mean mugged the shit out of us. And it was like kind of scary. He was weird looking.
Did you hear about
But,
the Boosie case in Canada?
No, what's that?
There's a big. It's like it's their version of like Trayvon Martin right now. So there's this guy. His name's something Boosie, and he was a Native
Lil
American.
Boosie?
No, it wasn't Lil Boosie. Canada has like serious problems with Native Americans. They're
What,
like
they
still.
scalping?
No, they don't scalp.
Were they scalping tickets?
They just had like I met a Canadian in an all-inclusive resort, and he's like, I can't stand them. I was like, who? He's like natives, and I'm like Indians. He's like
Inuits.
dude. Yeah, they fucking
Fucking
get. It's like a
Eskimos, dude.
serious. Like I don't think I've ever seen a Native American.
I saw up
You've
close
seen
and
one.
personal
You got
this
scared.
weekend, dude. Hold
Dude.
on, let me finish that.
Go
I was
ahead,
so
please.
high. We got high and we were sitting there talking, and I can't handle weed at all. Like I get high and I'm just like, oh my god, this is crazy. But he was like, when you think about it, it's weird to be out here because like where we're from, like the Northeast and the North, it's like it's been America for like 400 years. Mm-hmm. It's like there's no more Indians fucking at all.
Yeah.
Like it's just white. That's our land.
Yeah.
It's like you come out here, it's like we took this land like 100 years ago.
Whoa!
It's like we just took over. And like you're sitting around and I was like, oh god, there's like masks on the walls and shit. I was like, oh, they're gonna come up here and get me, dude.
Dude, well,
I'm gonna get fucking killed with a hatchet tonight.
That's what happened in Canada.
Yeah,
So
the
this
Inuits will get ya.
this guy came. So this dude was on a farm. I think Gerard Stanley or something. He's chilling on his farm. He's fixing something with his son, and a truck comes in with a flat tire. And these Indians, they said they were like, we'd been drinking that day. We were swimming in a water hole, and we got a flat tire. So he's like, We went to another farm, and apparently they tried to steal something, and they got chased away. So they pulled up to this other farm, and their tires flat, and this guy's like doing something. He sees this dude trying to start his 4-wheeler, and he runs over there. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And they're yelling, and the one guy had a gun. The one Indian dude had a rifle in the back of the car. So they're all yelling, fighting at each other, and the one dude ran off the 4-wheeler and knocked this dude's wife off the lawnmower.
Wait. So the Indians pulled up onto a white
guy's land and then tried to steal his 4-wheeler.
What?
Dude just got out and was like, fuck it, they're just hammered. And they're like, dude, if you're a drunk Native American, you see everything, and you're like, mine, fuck these guys, mine. It must be so easy to rationalize stealing shit.
Yeah.
Because this guy was like, well, yeah, I did try to steal it. The way he said it was like, yeah, I did, I was trying to steal the 4-wheeler. I was trying to start it up. And then, so that happened. They tackled the guy's wife off the lawnmower.
Hilarious.
And this dude was like,
must have been so
this
funny
guy
to see.
fired a warning shot and then went into the car because he said someone was getting out of the car, and he ended up shooting one of the guys and killing him.
He killed one of the Indians?
Killed one of the Indians, but
It's totally
someone
legal.
tried to steal his fucking 4-wheeler. He looked and his wife was gone off the lawnmower.
Oh.
He fucking fired one of these dudes. He's like, I didn't realize the gun went off, blah, blah, blah. But people were like, this is bullshit. In my head, I was like, this is not your version of Trayvon. This dude's invaded his fucking property.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's at in Canada.
This
where
is
they're
their
like,
Mike Brown.
That's what, dude.
It's like he kinda
it's
had
the
it.
same. It's a similar dynamic where they're like,
Sure.
something needs to change, and it's like these dudes trying to steal his fucking 4-wheeler, dude. They weren't just like waltzing down the street.
Yeah.
They had a rifle in the car. They were drunk, and the one guy like assaulted his wife off a lawnmower. You can shoot people at that point.
In America, you'd get a trophy for that.
You would.
For real, they'd build a statue, and those people in Arkansas would defend your statue. Like, hell no, it's a good statue.
But that's a big case right now.
Well,
Trudeau came to
Canada's-
America and was like, "We have to do better."
The fuck was that?
Should I go investigate? Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Let me go. Someone might have broken it. We're gonna have Indians in here. We're back.
All right, an ironing board fell above us, and we
Startled
got
us.
very spooked because we thought the savages were breaking in.
We might be on ancient Indian burial grounds, dude.
Could be.
Blaspheming down in the basement.
The savages will get. That's honestly like my thought process was while I was in this Indian casino in Oklahoma. I was just laying there, just like
You were
like they're
scared.
gonna climb up.
You were
and get me.
scared. What's that guy's?
Thought I was gonna get a curse.
You thought
dude.
Knife Wolf was gonna give you the fucking shadow kick, dude.
I thought I was.
Did you ever play Mortal Kombat? They had that Native
yeah.
American dude.
Native Americans are sick with smallpox. Woo! All
Hey
right,
now.
Gerbies. What up, Gerbs?
Not much.
How you
Welcome
doing, dude?
back to the
Shane's got a
cast.
machete.
I've got a machete right now.
We and Shane had to get that Black Panther
We
shit
had to
out,
get
dude. That
our
was
white
just.
fucking me and Matt are back to alt right.
I'm a centrist. I'm a classic British
I'm
liberal.
back to
I'm a
alt.
classic British liberal,
You're a
dude.
Jordan Peterson. That makes you alt right.
Nah,
You love Jordan Peterson. You are alt right.
not true, dude.
Totally true.
Free thinkers, classic British liberal, dude.
All you have to do is say Jordan Peterson. Everyone
people
knows
hate
you're
him.
a fucking sexist.
It's not true.
It is.
Steve, how are you doing?
I'm good.
How do you think about what do you think
Steve
about
Peterson.
Matt being a fucking racist?
Yeah, I don't think Matt's a
Sexist.
racist.
What about sexist?
That's not for you to say, Steve.
Oh, okay.
True, you white bitch. What do you think about Matt being sexist?
Oh, I don't think he's sexist either. So.
Really?
I'm a little sexist.
Are you?
Definitely.
Okay.
What do you think about the women's march?
It's good.
Didn't you say we should just give them all candy and send them back to their kitchens?
No. The 2 million tit march, dude. All right, sorry.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're back.
It's good.
Steve, what's up?
So, Steve, you're here to listen to me and Matt.
Stroke
No.
each other.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, I love it. Like,
Steve.
I
Well,
love your show. Yeah.
I know you're a fan.
I remember
of
the
show,
first
which is
time
sick.
we had you on, we were like, Steve, say something smart.
Yeah. Well, now me and Matt are smart.
Yeah.
We got smart that day. So,
It's the CBD oils, dude.
oh shit, I
We're
forgot. I
on,
was,
me and Shane are on CBD oils.
What's the CBD?
Non-psychoactive, fucking sacred medicine.
Matt
it's-
gave me
it's-
some oil.
It's an isolated part of weed that's non-psychoactive, and it acts as an antagonist to THC. So like when THC freaks you out, it's the thing in the plant that's like chilling you out,
Oh, interesting.
and it's apparently good for autoimmune disorders, and it like
I'll have to look into that.
it's pretty good. You should try it out.
It's Native American.
What do you
medicine.
think about it? What do you
I love it. I take it every day.
I don't know if I can tell a difference.
Right.
I love it. It
But
supposedly
I'm having
helps
fun
with
right now.
anxiety, inflammation. It like you got to research the endocannabinoid system. So I can't explain it, but if you watch YouTube on it, you're like, okay.
Okay.
I try to explain it. I'm like, it goes into your DNA and the ribosomes, and I don't fucking know.
Well, whatever it is, I think
Chills
it
me
made,
the fuck out, dude.
It
I
made
like
you
it.
and me talk over each other a lot.
Yeah, we're fucking CBD. We're
Fired
CBD
away.
heads, dude. But it is pretty sick.
So Gerby is here to talk about. You have a loose outline of your upcoming talk.
Yes. So
And yeah.
What's it about?
So this talk or show is going to be about human progress, how we make it, why it's a good thing, and then what would get in the way of it. And this is progress that's basically like Western progress since the Enlightenment.
Oh shit.
What's up?
Just forgot how fucking white supremacist and alt-right this talk is.
Very white supremacist.
Now that I think
Really?
about it.
Oh no, it's
It
not.
definitely is. They left would describe this as...
Should they and they're more than welcome
And they're
to. But this
impeding
is
progress.
Well, that's-
Western. Go ahead.
That's why that book *Sapiens*. You read that, right?
Yep.
There's towards the beginning, he goes on this long, like, I mean, it had to have been. I listened to it on Audible, but it was like a 20-minute section was just devoted to like white supremacy is obviously bad. Obviously, this is obviously bad. It was like a very SJW slanted take, and I was like, "Where the fuck's this book going?" And then he was like, "And here comes the rest." Like he almost had to get that out of the way because what he was about to say would have been so people
Yeah.
would not have been able to take it unless
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Okay, let me say all the disclaimers. Okay, now we can go back with all the other shit."
Yeah, the prologue has to be
Yeah.
like, I'm not racist. I'm not sexist.
Yeah.
White supremacy is bad. Here's why the Western world is the best.
Right.
Basically, that was
And-
the
and
book.
Of course,
Yeah.
the Western world, the Western ideals are not for white people. Right? It's anybody can have them, and most
Yeah.
people do in different countries.
Yeah.
They just nightmare.
Yeah.
So they can't express them. But *Sapiens* is an interesting example because the conclusion he draws about human nature, or humans in general, is kind of what I'm pushing back on in this talk, which is that we haven't accomplished anything. He says that like at the very end.
Dude, the end of it freaks me out because it's like, yeah, everything you believe is an absolute delusion, and you're just kind of deluding yourself, and you just have to get your delusions to line up with the shared delusions of society. And I was like, what a fucking asshole, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't like that, but I'm too dumb to be like pushed back. So I'm looking forward to your pushback because I was like stewing in my car, like, what a fucking
Wait,
smug
he ends
dick.
his book by saying we haven't accomplished anything? Is
I
that what he said?
still have like 20 minutes left, but he's building up to the point where he's like, it's all just shared delusions and blah, 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 blah. So what's his take?
There's two different things there, though. One is that he thinks, kind of like what you're saying, that everything that we think is just a story, and we have to buy into this story, and that's what allows us to function.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that humans really haven't made any progress. It's just that we think that we have that. I mean, I'm probably not doing a great job.
No, I get what
quoting
you're,
it
I
at
get
the
what you're
end.
saying. That makes sense because that's he was like getting into the fact where he's like, we haven't even touched genetics yet. Like the stuff we're about to do is about to blow everything out of the water. And I've wondered that too, if our stuff maybe isn't that tight.
Blow everything out of the water.
Dude, it is.
That's so funny.
I've wondered that too. Like if we were just like beaver, like I'm sure a beaver sits in its dam and is like, dude, this is fucking sick. I wonder if our stuff's not as good as he thinks.
I don't know.
But we've been to the moon. That's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I think he's a relativist. So he just says like you think that matters, but there's no way to gauge that actually matters.
well, his weird
And I
thing.
just
One
disagree
thing he
with
said
that.
that threw me off. Where he's like, well, if human beings were to perish from the earth, the universe would go on. He's like, so we're absolutely meaningless, and it's like,
Okay,
that's a weird that makes no sense.
right, and we are anything but meaningless.
Yeah.
and this is like kind of one of the things of the talk. And you bring up Jordan Peterson. I think not that I would agree with everything, but I really like him.
Yeah.
obviously. And one of the things I think he's doing that's very important is giving people a sense of purpose.
Yeah,
In his new book, the 12 Rules for whatever.
yeah.
whatever
I'm
it is.
I'm halfway through. That's
12
really good.
rules for white supremacists.
Shane finds it to be a white supremacist. But okay, so let me just start with like this general idea that I think what a lot of bad ideas come from this belief that there would be some way to go back to living in harmony with nature. That like when you look at human progress, you can see these bad things. You can see like global warming or factory farms or nuclear weapons, and you go, well, we just need to get back to it, this symbiotic relationship with nature.
Yeah.
This kind of like, I eat the berry, I poop the seed becomes a bush, and it's just like this one-to-one life and death. And that is just like total bullshit.
Yeah.
It does not work that way whatsoever. Nature, go ahead.
No, go. No, I was saying, what do you? So how?
Yeah.
What's an
Tell
example
that
of
to the Native Americans.
tell that to.
So you think it's good that we conquered the Native Americans and expelled them from this land so we could create this great empire?
No, that's not the conclusion.
You
that I
think
would necessarily draw.
You were like, they're out in the woods eating fucking berries, shitting in tents, fucking around. We should show up and be like, get the fuck out of here. We're building nukes.
Well, I think there's a difference between saying we should find a way to conquer or control nature and commit genocide on people.
So would you
those
say...
are mutually exclusive.
Would you say that the Hoover Dam is greater than anything the Native Americans ever accomplished?
I don't
Just
want
the
to get
Hoover
into the
Dam.
specifics of the Hoover Dam.
Would you say that the St. Louis Arch is a greater accomplishment than any single thing those fucking savages ever did?
Well, I mean, now this is going to unavoidably make me sound racist, but the knowledge that's contained in the arch, namely things about...
So yes.
Yes, definitely. 100%.
What?
Yeah, because if...
What about the Pueblo?
But again, you're putting this on Native Americans. So I would rather, instead of like putting this on a specific demographic...
You want to put it on the whole earth.
I just want to say that do we want societies that create knowledge or don't create knowledge? And
There you go. That's fair.
you can suck air through your teeth.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair,
know
dude.
if I
No,
like the sound of this.
I'm telling you, this is pure academics,
Yeah,
dude.
obviously I fucking
I
agree
know
with
you
everything
do.
you're saying, but it's funny to put you into a point where you have to be racist, because if you do break down this logic down to individual groups, it gets racist. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but you don't have to. That's the thing.
Yeah, you don't have to,
Yeah.
but it's funny that you can.
Yeah, you can
Like,
if
you've
you
got
want.
the microscope zoomed out, and you're making this statement, but I'm saying, increase that about 10 times so we can analyze an
what I
individual
would say
group.
about Native Americans is like there's nothing to prevent somebody just from the geographic location in which they were born from creating knowledge. It's just that there's certain cultural ideas that get in the way of it.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that was my favorite thing about Sapiens. How they said how that's basically why the Europeans did so well, because they assumed there was stuff they didn't know. Whereas like
discovery of
China was
ignorance.
more advanced than Europe at the time, but they were like, yeah, the emperor's talking to God. We're all good here. Fuck off. And
yes,
that was what happened. And then all of a sudden, it's like hundreds of years later, they're like, what are those fucking guys doing? And it was too late,
Yeah.
dude. Europe was just out of control.
Guns, Germs, and Steel. You ever read that?
Very similar to that.
It's basically like why Europe conquered the world.
but I wouldn't agree with necessarily his thesis in that book, which
Okay.
he says it's just the geographics. So it's like Europe had more access to this type of animal, and therefore that made them better. When really it's like, no, it's the ideas.
It's the white
good.
man's mind,
It's not necessarily the white man's. It could be any man's mind.
but it just happens to be the white man's.
Well, it's...
Russia's not really white.
True. Once you get
I
past
want to
the
back up there just
Yes,
on one
sir.
thing that you
Good.
said,
Earl
though,
Mountains.
because this would be
Yeah.
the main purpose of the talk, like you were bringing up about other cultures that have had their sort of what I would call a final answer.
Yeah.
Which that to me is, if there's one filter through which you could pass any ideology, it should be, is this ideology purporting to know something that is not challengeable? So like a final answer, communism, for instance,
Yeah.
claims to know the perfect way to organize this political and economic institution. So if you can't error correct it, then when an inevitable problem arises, you're fucked. And
Yeah.
that is exactly what happened and will always happen with communism. Because it's top down. You don't allow for error correction whatsoever. You claim to know the perfect way to organize it. So, but just to come back to nature, we were talking about how it's totally impossible to live in harmony with nature. And one of the reasons is like, if you were to personify nature, I'm trying to do this kind of as a joke, so help me out. But it would be a horrible negotiating partner. If you sat down and you're like, nature, I want to live in harmony with you. Nature would be like, I'm going to kill a third of your kids before they reach adulthood.
Yeah.
Nature, for this argument, let's say nature is just a mean black lady.
Why?
And you're like, nature, I want to work with you. And
Such
she's
a
like,
dick. No, nature is not a mean black lady. Let's say
Mother
nature is
Nature
a white
is-
person.
Mother Nature is definitely a black lady.
No.
She's like, tsunami over here.
Okay,
Hurricanes
fine.
for y'all. Y'all.
Okay, so that is true though. So
What
she
is
would
true?
be- all of those things that this lady would be saying is stuff that nature would be
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
They'd be like, here's a flood. Here's a drought.
Yeah.
And it's more than nature just being like, here's a disease, here's all these things. It's also changing the arena in which it's attempting to kill you. Insofar as like, 18,000 years ago, England during the last ice age was under a mile of ice. It's like a mile to the sky of ice. And then 180,000 years before that, it was just like a swamp with hippos in it. It's like, this is...
With hippos?
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
That's according to
Nature's like a really, really, really hard level of Mario, basically.
right.
It's just like an impossible fucking video game.
It's like a neighbor that you pissed off. That's just like crazy.
I still kind of like Mean Black Lady in this.
Okay.
Hippos. You get hippos now. All right.
Mean.
It's not mean, it's funny.
It's mean.
Nature being a mean black lady, just like, typhoid. It's great.
True that. How would that explain the colonial expansion, dude?
She's trying to stop him.
No way.
Mean black
She's like,
lady?
Cortez, spread that shit.
Mean black lady, Mother Nature. Well, she's also like, she's a mean black lady. She
True.
doesn't care about. What do you think she gives a fuck about Aztecs?
That's right.
Get rid of their ass. Get them. Smallpox. Engage. All right. Sorry.
So the point is that we now what?
Nothing.
Oh no! Were you laughing or just?
I'm laughing.
So do you want to go with it?
No.
Yeah. We now have the ability to create knowledge since the Enlightenment. We know how this is done, which is basically trial and error correction.
Yeah.
You come up with ideas and you try and prove them wrong, and the ideas you prove wrong you get rid of, and that's how you separate true ideas from bad ones.
Okay.
But and this is again the problem of somebody claiming to know a final answer, where they'd say, "Ooh, this idea you can't say is wrong."
Yeah, it's like the Muslim thing we watched, where the guy was saying like, "Why is it bad to have sex with your cousins?" And he's like, "It is very negligible." The guy he was trying to say like, "It is a very small chance of having a bad baby." And yeah, that's what you get. That's how you end up fucking your cousins and being like, "No, it's totally cool."
That's
Right.
what Danny O'Leary was over here saying.
Yeah.
When he was talking about how Catholicism reads the Bible or like interprets the Bible and is like, we don't know everything, and it's evolving, hopefully. Whereas Protestants and Islam, where he likened the two,
Yeah.
are like, the book is final. The Bible is final.
Yeah.
This is verbatim. This is correct. While the Catholics are like, we can change this.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to stick to this because problems
And
are coming out of it.
that's the point of your talk, saying like that's what you need in order to have, like,
to
a
make
viable
progress.
society.
Yeah. And so many cultures throughout history failed to do that, and still many cultures today fail to do that.
Who did? So where did it start? When did
So-
people start doing that?
Well, there's
The Greeks.
they tried to, and then the Spartans were like,
Fuck you.
"Yeah, sorry, it's over. Your mini enlightenment's done."
And the Spartans were all mean black ladies.
There's, I think, a lot that would
They're like, quit your learning.
contribute to the Enlightenment. I think in this book called Why Nations Fail, one of their ideas is that the plague, which wiped out half of, I guess Europe.
Yeah.
So if you're in England at the time and all of a sudden you're, working on somebody's land and you're kind of beholden to that, and then half of the workers die, suddenly you've got power. Because you're like, hey, if you need me, you're going to have to give me some rights. You're going to have to give me some little bit of dough.
Really?
And yeah.
You're saying diseases caused that?
Well, no, I'm saying that that's one facet.
Oh, I get what you're saying, because the labor pool became scarce because all these people died. So
Was
you're
that
like,
like
well, look,
1350?
Around there.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
You know it came from the Middle East?
What?
Black Death.
Yeah, it did.
Plague, supposedly.
That's sick too, to be like on your resume. It's like, I survived a plague. And you're like, nice, fucking good.
Survived the plague.
So, but coming back to, if we go back to this ice, this mile of ice, like now that if we were to run into a scenario where another ice age was happening upon us,
Yeah.
we would not let that happen. If ice
So
were
suck.
supposed to come, like they're gonna nature's gonna put a mile of ice on Philadelphia. You're like, all right,
What would they
beat it.
do?
What?
What would they do?
Well, we would geoengineer the planet, much like we're going to do on Mars, much like we'll do as we spread out through the cosmos. And
Oh,
Yes, dude.
we brought a crazy guy here.
Why?
Old crazy Gerben.
You don't think we're spreading out through the cause?
We're not spreading out through the cosmos.
We can already
dude.
We
terraform
have
Mars.
to.
Yeah, we must, dude.
No,
Let
fuck
me
that, dude. I'm
clarify
not
that.
going anywhere. I'm not leaving my
Let me just
America. I
clarify.
love America.
Yeah. Let me just clarify one point here about what's sounding very optimistic. So this comes from David Deutsch, the physicist, which is that what is possible? And he says, as long anything that is not that does not violate the laws of physics is possible, given that we create the right knowledge.
Have you ever seen me eat pussy though? I'm pretty sure I violate the laws of physics.
You
dude.
definitely do, dude. I've heard it. You
Faster than the speed of light.
You hear the tongue.
I bend space and time like.
I've been trying to sleep and I've heard his tongue. It makes it weird. It's like wow, wow, wow.
No, I've never bend space and time.
He ate one girl's pussy so hard that I cummed 2 rooms over.
I can't. I made you
I
come.
jizzed my pants. I was just standing there. I was like, whoa.
Sorry to cut you off.
It's like in Logan when Professor X has those seizures and everyone's just like, oh, they can't move. That's what happens when Matt eats pussy. The whole room's just like, oh. All right, sorry.
So,
Go ahead about space
yeah.
exploration.
No, it's great.
David Joyce. So you can do anything as long as it doesn't violate
the laws of physics, given that we create the knowledge. So what it's saying, it's not guaranteed. It's not a form of optimism that guarantees that we will spread out through the universe.
Yeah.
It just guarantees that we can. So that's up to us. And I've lost my train of thought for a second because I was
Well, you were talking about how any problem we can fix.
right. So something
If
like
it
the
applies.
ice block.
sure.
going on.
So something like global warming would be the same thing. And right now, the conversation seems to be dominated from the right, who's saying it doesn't exist, or the left, who's saying we've got to go back to living in this way.
Yeah.
That, neither is right. I mean, at some point in the future, problems from nature are inevitably going to happen. So the ice age, natural climate change, or a volcano erupts, or an asteroid or a meteor, or taken to the extreme, the sun's going to burn out.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that is going to meet and neutralize those problems is human knowledge that we can create. So that makes us incredibly important to the universe.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. We've had this conversation a couple times. I really enjoy it.
Oh, good.
Well, it's
You and me
also
have talked about this at Bards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can I just say
That's
one
fun.
more
Yeah,
thing?
please,
about
please,
that?
bro.
But because to me, it's kind of funny too, because you can imagine if even in 1900, if like an asteroid was coming to us, a big one, you'd be like, I mean, we'd have the telescopes to look at. Kitty Hawk hadn't even happened yet. You're still, armies are on horses.
Yeah.
What do you do? And now it's just like, all right, we've got serious weaponry
To blast that thing into little
like
pieces.
later nature. That's
Thank
nature
God.
too, by the way. Everybody always
yeah.
wants to say nature is the Earth, but it's like asteroids are nature.
That's true too. Yeah.
No, they're
coming
not.
to fucking get you, dude. I am glad they hit the dinosaurs
Space
though.
nature. Sorry.
Space nature.
I'm glad they hit the dinosaurs. I saw the new preview for Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and I was like watching those things. I'm like, what horrible fucking creatures. Dude.
Yeah.
I saw a T-Rex come up. I'm like, they're just dumb and they're
God.
fucking eating every. I was like, this is horrible, dude.
Yeah, God created a bunch of
They
fucking
can
retards.
apparently aren't they bringing a woolly mammoth back?
I don't know.
I hope so.
They're trying to. They can take I think like a calf and put like a woolly or like an elephant or something and put it in its embryo. That's what they're saying. They're going to bring a Neanderthal back. So they can take like basically Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's like it was an idea. And it's like, yeah, I guess you could do that.
Be an
they're
all Neanderthal movie.
Well, they were saying.
Oh,
No, I mean, first of all,
Wow.
it's just because you have it
Steve.
they're so oppressed that they're extinct.
Steve.
That's the ultimate.
It's a
That's
South Park joke. Go ahead.
that
yeah,
was a
yeah.
very good joke.
Steve made fun of us.
What?
He said we only do South Park impersonations.
No, I said you only.
Impressions.
No. Okay.
He was being mean to us earlier.
No, it's being mean to you specifically. I was trying to wound you.
It didn't
hurt me.
That's my
Matt's
girlfriend's.
the South Park.
That's my
voice.
girlfriend's number one complaint is whenever I impersonate her, she's like, "What did I even say?" I was like, "You were like," I do a Cartman impersonation. I don't know why I do it every time I'm
funny.
impersonating a girl. It's like,
Who cares? But the bringing back a woolly mammoth is a real dick move.
they're trying to bring back
like, hey,
Neanderthals so we can study them.
It's like, hey, what, did you go extinct during the Ice Age? Well, here's global warming. Have fun.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hot. That thing's it's
Well,
gonna be a negative experience.
they'll
for
definitely
that
probably
woolly.
hook them up with some like
Nah,
genetics
you're gonna put
cool
him out
down.
in Jonestown in Guyana.
You think so,
You gotta let him out. I'm all culted out, dude.
dude? I'm waiting till they make Neanderthals. They're
ready to
saying
be
like
domestic
that was in
terrorists.
Sapiens. They're like maybe we'll bring back Neanderthals just to figure out like what the fuck happened with them.
Well, and that's another
And
thing.
don't we owe it to them to resurrect the people that we've exterminated? That's what the guy was saying.
Who is this? This can't be real.
Yuval Harari, yeah,
Yuval Harari.
He is a very
He's a staunch
low-
atheist.
Yeah, but they're never going to do this.
But this was just him. No, it was him, like, you know, freely. So he wasn't saying like we should do this. He was like,
Yeah.
but why wouldn't we? If we had the technology and we, you know, we're extincting all these birds and all this stuff, like, fuck it, let's bring back Neanderthals, see what they're up to now.
Again, I just
Crazy.
like,
It's retarded.
That's where he gets frustrating because he has such a low opinion of human beings. Yes, we have caused animals to go extinct. So has nature.
Yeah.
Nature has killed 99.9% of all living things. The species, excuse me.
That's our odds of survival.
It's really low. You know, at one point,
Wow.
70,000 years ago, we were down to like a few thousand of us.
What do we
There
do?
was a volcano, the Toba eruption, and they say there was like 40 mating pairs of humans left.
What?
But one final
Is
thing.
that why our cousins are so hot?
For sure.
Dude,
The golden cousins,
just in case the volcano erupts, dude, you got to start fucking...
Dude, how sick of a porn would that be? It's just you and your cousins,
The
and
volcano
the volcano goes
erupts?
off, and you guys are like, well, we have to.
It's our duty,
We
dude.
better start fucking...
That's crazy. So there's 40 fucking pairs.
And one final thing, just to the low opinion of humans. Humans are the only species that tries to undo the harm that we do.
True
if
that.
you just let lions or if you let T-Rex just run, it would just eat everything.
Yeah.
Until there was nothing left to eat, and it was
then
all
die.
and then it died, and then that's it. And so,
Interesting.
to my eye, it's like if you think human beings are bad for the planet, which Yuval Harari does,
of course.
then it's just you run the following thought experiment. It's like, all right, take human beings out and then run the clock forward. At some point, the sun burns out, and every living thing dies, suffers and dies. If you put humans to it, like, yes, we could create the knowledge to destroy ourselves, or we could create the knowledge to save everything.
Whoa.
So without humans, certain death. With humans, meh. Maybe we do some cool shit.
That's pro-human. That's a really good argument. Because the clock's ticking, dude, and this
Clock's
thing's going to
ticking.
burn out. But what is that? How many million years is that?
5 billion.
Dude, we'll be so smart by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sun could kill us now. It's like just
If
a
it
rogue
flared, just
fucking
rogue
crazy
flare.
shit. Yeah.
There's so much stuff that can kill us now, and that's why we need to have as much knowledge created as possible.
I got to create some knowledge, dude. I haven't created
This
shit.
podcast is helping.
That's true. No doubt. That's
Some dipshit that listens to this may give birth to the sun that creates the rocket ship that takes us to Mars to where we all fuck
We're
our
already
cousins.
doing that, bro. Yeah, we can fuck our cousins on Mars. Yeah, I think we're going. Are we going to Mars soon? or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
going.
No,
think this
I mean the
podcast
real
really
deal.
Oh, you
is
mean the
great,
real
though.
deal?
Not fucking sending up two dudes to shit on potatoes. I'm talking fucking colonizing, dude. And you know who's the best at that? The colonizers.
Oh,
the
yeah,
white
that's-
man.
that's true.
Who do you think's sending us to Mars?
That's true, dude.
I'll tell you what, it ain't Hidden Figures. It's us.
What do you think? You think you're gonna take part of that movement?
Who, me?
Going to Mars?
No, I'm America. No, I'm gonna get a fucking compound, dude.
Nice.
We talked about this weekend. I'm domestic terrorist.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go the route of just straight up just
Blowing shit up.
I'm gonna start stockpiling ARs.
We were talking about that, and we were talking about how we were talking about the Waco thing, and
We were talking about
I was
just how
like,
crazy
dude,
this is.
I can like I've gotten like parking tickets. I got my car repoed by the parking authority, and I was literally like, I understand terrorism. Like I really would blow someone up. And that was I used to have a bit about it where it's like terrorism's only bad if you're on the away team. If you're on the home team, it's like yes. If you see something you don't like blow up, you're like it's the best thing you can ever see.
That's awesome.
It's the end of Fight Club. You're like awesome ending. Just blowing up a city. You're like the best movie ever.
Right.
Yeah. It was really fun.
I could, dude. I've like gotten enough tickets and shit to where like I've fully been like, all right, so I would stick a bomb. I'd warn the employees to get out of the parking authority. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I'd blow it up, dude. Like I get why people get like
I just
that.
paid
man.
them $112 yesterday.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
How about a little
Jeez.
fucking little sticky bomb, dude?
Yeah, I'd support you.
You're go ahead.
I'd help you get like fertilizer and shit. Pack that trunk. Pack the trunk of I'll give you my car to do it.
That'd be
I'll be like
awesome,
the
dude.
Angela Davis of white guys. I'll be like, I'll give you all the
And I'll blow it
weapons to
up.
kill people, and then I'll just be like, I didn't do anything. I'll be
Dude.
celebrated.
I would just blow that shit up.
All right, so your talk is so you're a renowned white supremacist.
Yeah, definitely. And just one other thing, like the problem is that you're saying things in your Alex Jones voice, but some of them are pretty close to correct, which
Yeah.
is hard to then agree with it. But I sent you a voice memo about this at one point. In Carl Sagan, and he has this beautiful speech about the pale blue dot, which is the Voyager spacecraft is sent out, and right before it's gonna, I think it was like gonna pass Neptune, he convinces NASA to turn it around and take one last picture of Earth, and it's just this pale blue dot suspended in a sunbeam, and that's how he describes it. And he writes eloquently. It's really beautiful, except this one part where again, it's like we spill blood over arbitrary lines in the sand is kind of the general idea. And it's like, yes, the lines are arbitrary, but the ideas contained within those lines are anything but. It's like, it's not a mistake. It's not just random that there is an American flag on the side of the Voyager spacecraft that took that picture. That wasn't like the wheel got stuck, oh, America. It's because these ideas that allow us to create that type of technology.
Yeah.
And that is worth dying for.
True that, yeah.
You get me fired up,
Fuck,
dude.
man.
I'm going to go over there to ISIS. I'm going to say, we're trying to go to Mars, faggots. Knock it off.
That was the...
Cut it out. We're trying to get to Mars.
Didn't they had a rule before where they were like, you can't use weapons in outer space because outer space is like a serene, peaceful environment.
Yeah.
And that's a funny thing to be like, well, but I can go in a grocery store and just blow the fucking place up. Like, why is space so fucking
Who
sacred?
the fuck said this?
That was when was it Bush or someone during like there was an act. No, it was before that. There was an act they
Star
passed.
Wars?
It's a Star Wars act,
Yeah.
being like we cannot weaponize space. Space is like
When we
this
were-
celestial.
They
We have to
weaponize it. They'll weaponize
exactly, but it was just funny for them to be like, space is too peaceful. We can't.
Yeah,
put and it's like,
yeah.
dude, why are you worried about
It's
the
like
peace in
space
space?
is the worst place ever.
So you know, uninhabitable vacuum. It's like
Yeah.
we can't fuck around up there. Let's keep fucking
Yeah.
our killings down to our nice lush planet.
But no, back to what you said at the end there. It's exactly right.
And that is right.
I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that at their core.
I think there's nothing wrong with it, dude. It's like I get
survival of the fittest.
well, that's
But it's that very
And the
method,
best idea.
But it's that very method of error correction that has allowed us to have the best human rights that we've ever had. It's
True.
the same thing. It works the same way as creating technology. It's like moral philosophy works the same way. You come up with theories and then you argue them.
well this goes. I'm gonna take it all the way back to Black Panther, dude. And it's like I'm spitballing, but it's like when you get a black dude who's like, you hate society, and he's like, fuck this, fuck that. It sucks because it's like Western culture is sick. It's like you're going to space, you're doing all this cool shit, and then imagine if you wanted to join that, but you felt like you were betraying this weird inner sense of yourself, where it's like when they're like, you're white, you're acting white, and it's like, I just want to fucking go to space and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
it's like
course.
if you want to go better yourself, there's this weird internal thing where like, am I selling out and being white? And it's like,
You shouldn't have said better yourself.
I'm telling you, that's the truth. If you want to go to like MIT and you have people being like, you fucking sell out, Uncle
Yeah.
Tom, blah, blah, and it's a shame because
That's
that's
gotta
the
be
weird
brutal.
pinwheel where
Yeah.
it's like, you can't, like you were saying, to be like, dude, the
I think they're
picture.
chilling on that.
What's up?
I think they're chilling on that.
Definitely.
Neil deGrasse Tyson helped
yeah,
out.
definitely. But it's one of those things where it's like, and to say, like you're saying, to even say like taking a picture or being like, yeah, but that was the American flag on that. It's like, oh, you think? And it's like, it was though, and it's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. So just fucking
Yeah.
squad up, dude.
And I did say,
Join the fucking team.
when I said survival of the fittest, I meant the fittest idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is. The Western. I remember I was in some fucking sociology class, and I said that. Like, we were talking about these Muslim areas that treated women horribly, and I was like, well, this is wrong. I remember being like, wait, why are we supposed to respect this?
Yeah.
And like the lady was honestly like, well, this is their culture. This is our, like, just a weird excuse for it.
Yeah.
And I remember
Yeah.
just sitting there and being like, I knew that was the dumbest shit I had ever heard, but it was,
Yeah, that is bizarre.
and this is that makes me sound like one of those stories where it's like, and then one student stood up. It was like, Professor, I don't know if I believe in God.
But I mean, there's no
And that
way.
student was
There's
Albert
no way
Einstein.
any listener of this podcast would not believe that you're sitting there in college being like, "Well, that sounds fucking dumb."
Yeah, well, I did that a lot, but like, I hated professors. They
bet.
were so fucking corny for the most part.
No, I can see
And
that.
like it was a sociology class where it was just like, I mean, I guess her point was just like every cult, like nothing matters is kind of what it all comes down to. It's like, that's what they believe in. So
Yeah.
you have to respect their culture.
Would you hear they're doing in
It's
England?
like, well, fuck that.
You know what they're doing in England now? They're telling people to do from like people who come from like Pakistan and are living in England. If you're getting like flown back to your like original country or like where your parents are from to get for like an arranged marriage, they say put a spoon down your pants so the metal detector goes off. Do you see that on Reddit?
Yeah.
So the metal detector goes off and
you
take
can
you to the
speak to
side and you're like,
authorities.
dude, please don't make me marry
Right.
my cousin, dude.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, to your point, Shane, too, there's this guy Fritz that I'm becoming friends with that I like.
Nice. That's special.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I don't know if I like.
Tim Butterly's friend now.
That's a nice that's a special process, dude.
It is.
You and Fritz are friends now?
Yeah.
What kind of friends?
Well, we're just like talking on the phone.
Whoa.
You know,
Damn.
I met him at the Delco thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
Why don't you
awesome, man.
Slow down.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go rock climbing with this Russian guy. I'm kind of nervous.
Whoa, what? Wait, you guys are just going on dates?
I got invited to go rock climbing by this dude.
And you are spending your nights on the phone with some guy named Fritz. You're out rock climbing with
We haven't gone yet.
Fucking
We haven't gone yet.
Am I the only straight one left?
So, Fritz is a really good thought experiment about the situation that your teacher proposed. So you can imagine somebody says, I think it's wrong for the Saudis to force women to wear the burqa. And they could turn around and say, well, listen, you think it's wrong for us to have laws compelling what women can wear? You have laws compelling what women can wear. In the West, you can't walk around topless.
True that.
That's a law. These are just social differences. These are cultural differences.
Yeah.
Who, by what standard are you allowed to claim that you're better? And the answer to that is that if we as a society determine that our laws about what women can or cannot wear are wrong, we can error correct them. And they cannot. And that is why these cultures are just not similar. And that is why we can judge theirs as wrong. Because the moment you stop allowing error correction, you stop the growth of knowledge, and knowledge is how we solve problems and suffering. And from that, you just walk to the conclusion that,
So Muslims are wrong.
well, it depends on what their particular belief system would be.
If you had to...
It depends on how hard you muzz.
Yeah.
You can only muzz so hard. If you muzz
because of what I-
100%,
No, I know I understand. I'm just trying to get, I understand. I'm trying to get him to say Muslims are wrong.
I just wanted to say muzz so hard.
I just figured out what
I
was
knew
going
that
on.
you knew, dude.
All right,
Oh, he
good.
does this to me all the time. He tries to get you to say bad stuff.
Yeah.
So,
You can only muzz so hard, dude.
if you muzz out too hard,
You can't muzz too hard.
then Steve Gerben's going to be like, wrong. Sorry, you're wrong.
I wonder, though, if that's a constant. So if you don't allow for error correction, would you say that entropy is inevitable? It's just going to break apart.
I don't know enough about. I'm just reading about entropy in Steven Pinker's book.
I
Why don't you explain
I think
what that is?
entropy is just like instability or just like a building which is a crumbling, basically.
Yeah, entropy would be. It's the second law of thermodynamics. So it says that things move from order to disorder.
Mm-hmm.
That it's much harder to put something in order than it is to. There'd be many
Oh, I
different
heard
versions
that.
of this broken.
My life. It's full entropy.
For real, though, dude.
It's so hard to fucking organize it.
You're super entropic.
I'm fucking just a pile of rocks spread out. Somebody needs to put this together and build a castle.
You are
Build a great palace.
Well, that's the big Peterson
Build a
thing,
Taj Mahal.
is that you're on like a dead system of culture and you're supposed to revivify it, and then you become old and die, and your sons and daughters are supposed to revivify it, and like
Okay.
if you just leave it be, it just crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, if we just leave it be, I guess that's right. I haven't really thought that through.
I just learned about entropy when I was reading the Blade Runner book, and it said entropic, and I'm like, that's a cool word. And I looked it up, and I was like, crumbling, sick. I understand infantry.
Well, I think like the idea is that the moment you stop solving problems, then you're just at the whim of nature to kill you. So another example would be the Easter Islanders. They're the ones who built those
Those
faces.
big ass fucking heads.
Those
And
Daryl Charles statues. Big ass fucking heads.
It's exactly right. So, these big ass Daryl Charles statues that there's disagreement as to like what caused the population to die off, whether it was deforestation or.
Well, they spent too much time building statues.
Exactly, and the one thing you do know though
I can
is
tell
that,
you that.
while they were dying out, they kept building more and more at a faster and faster clip.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the knowledge to save their lives.
Nor did they have the angry white dudes there to protect their statues for them, dude. They probably needed. That's probably how they stood the sands of time. There's probably guys like, not pushing this one
This
over.
is a good statue. Well,
This is important.
Aren't those statues like impossible to have made? Like that
No.
was. Well, isn't it like no? I'm not
thought
saying
they
like
were.
aliens, but I'm saying like they must have literally devoted everything.
Yes.
Like the holes, the foundations of those things are insane.
Yep.
And like, yeah,
that was their explanation for, okay, things are going wrong. Well, we need to appease our ancestors more. So it's like, let's make more of these things.
Imagine
Bad explanation.
Imagine
improv
building one of
gods.
those things and being like, all right, and then
Yeah.
it just pours on you for a month, and you're like, what the fuck, man?
It's like, dude,
build another.
We're doing everything right.
Yeah.
God damn it! I keep building fucking statues and shit's still fucked up. My fucking wife cheated on me. My
Build a
kid's
big
fucking
head statue.
gay, dude.
That's so fucking funny to do that and just be like, what the fuck, dude? What do we got to do?
That's what. Yeah, I mean, it's
There was
corny.
the Rick and Morty episode was great. Did you see that one
No.
where they the big heads come out of the sky
Oh,
and they're
yes.
like, "Show me what you got."
Yeah, the Blizniks.
Yeah, dude, that was so fucking
Yeah.
funny. But it's like that.
Yeah, we've been doing that. And this is corny, but basically the same thing every single human ever has done, which is build those statues and hope something changes.
Like what?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Which
people
statues?
have consistently. I mean, statues is a metaphor.
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but we're all doing that.
Just doing shit.
We're all
and be like,
building our own Easter
Oh,
Island
that's yeah. I see.
statues
I
in
see
our
what you're saying.
minds.
Yeah.
My Easter Island statue is I go to a comedy club and I get blacked out drunk, and then I wake up the next day like, damn, nothing's changing.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I have to do?
What am I doing wrong?
I like think about that every now and again. Then I'm like, well, I do kind of lay in my bed for the first hour and a half of my day, and it's like scroll Reddit, like,
Reddit was the worst thing that happened to you.
I know, man.
You love Reddit.
I love it, dude.
I
It's
know,
so much better than Facebook. I'll give it that.
Oh, for sure.
At least instead
For
of
sure.
like the like all caps opinions of dental hygienists, at least I'm getting like cool
At least you're getting
shit.
pictures
yeah.
of cats and dogs.
Being like, so let me tell you what happened about my kid, and it's like, oh my god, no.
But
That is true. That's an app metaphor, and you shouldn't fucking downplay yourself before you drop that. That
What?
was hot.
Oh, thanks.
You're like, I don't know, this is fucking gay or whatever.
Well,
Here's a sick thought I thought of. It's
I
a
gotta
fucking-
downplay myself every time I
Can't,
speak. Yeah, I don't have that confidence. Steven,
Well, what?
why is America number one, dude?
I thought we covered that.
All right. I just want to hear it again.
But look, I wanted to also too, because one thing I think is kind of funny, but I can't. I'm like failing to make it funny. Is just this idea of explanations, which I'm going to talk about in the talk, and this is in part one. But how all cultures have had rain dances. I talked
Oh
to you
yeah,
about this.
yeah, this is great.
And I just think it's interesting because, first of all, a rain dance is an explicit attempt at weather modification. So, like, no matter what you want to say about people in the West, you're like, you're destroying the weather. It's like, that's what they were trying to do. It's just that they failed at it. So that we're kind of like, oh, you know, like we look at it with a degree of reverence.
If they're blasting lasers, we wouldn't be like, oh.
Right. Or if their rain dances worked.
True that.
I mean, what I was saying to Shane was like, if you've lived with somebody that likes the thermostat slightly different, you know how annoying that gets.
Yeah.
If you all of a sudden you go out in the morning and it's raining and you're like, fucking
Savages.
fucking doing it again.
Oh
And
my
you have to
God.
create,
Goddamn
like,
Redskins.
That's so
anti-rain
fucking
dance.
funny. God, that's hilarious
Yeah,
to think about.
the rain dance, to think of it as attempted weather modification.
I mean, it is,
I
dude.
mean, no, of course it's what it is. But
That's
it's
crazy.
just funny to look at it in that light.
And again, though, but people look at
Chemtrails, dude.
It was Native American chemtrails.
Yeah,
dude.
dude,
There
they're
were smoke
fucking-
signals. They were fucking dancing.
they wanted
Put
to make
aluminum
the
in the air.
progress that we make. They just didn't know how.
Fair enough.
And
They didn't fucking get jiggy with it enough, dude.
True.
They should have danced harder.
Damn, the times that it must have appeared to have worked must have just
I
been,
know.
must have been the most lit fucking
Well,
party
dude, it'd be
ever.
the same thing as like an open mic when like you're out, your rain dance didn't work. Some guy like drizzled a little bit. He's like, dude, you just gotta loosen up. Just fucking, you just gotta be yourself, dude.
It's like,
Just
dude,
do
you're
what
pretty
comes to
funny.
mind.
You're funny. That was good. It's like,
Like, it got a little humid,
thunder.
dude. It got humid out there. You just gotta fucking just let him
got
have it.
humid.
I've been doing this for like 15 years, bro. It's like I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. That was people who thought they were the shit at rain dancing must have been so funny.
they must have like hit it once or twice and then just been like, I'm not doing it again. I can't do it. Like every 10 years, they'd hit one. Dude, if you hit a rain dance, you would be the fucking man.
It's over,
Yes.
dude. It's over. Well, I read there was another book talking about that and how like God evolved, where there'd be like people who would do that, and then they'd be like, "Yep, this guy's in charge of everything," and then he'd do it again, it didn't work, and he'd be like, "Which one of you guys did something fucked up?" And they're all like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, I did something fucked up. Ah, he knows."
It's like in Apocalypto when there's the eclipse. Do you see Apocalypto?
No, I want to see that.
He's an Aztec.
I almost lied and
or
said
a Mayan.
yes.
Yeah, that
I always do that
happens. I
music.
always do that
Yes.
shit. And it's like, you know the part where that happens? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that part. And I'm always such a psycho that in my mind I'm like, maybe they're just making that up to try to trap me. I'm that much of a fucking psycho. But in Apocalypto, they're doing the Aztec thing where they're ripping people's fucking hearts out and cutting their heads off the top of pyramids, which they did at an astounding rate.
Yeah.
Like lines would be miles long. This is a bad rain dance.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a real bad rain dance. And the worst fucking rain dance possible.
Exactly. Explicitly trying to
But then
control.
there's just a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse while he's about to get his heart ripped out, and they're all just like, "Whoa, the sun god has had its fill of blood. Let this guy go. Fuck yeah!" But it's just
That's awesome, man.
It's funny that just a freak occurrence happened, and he was.
Well,
He didn't
dude,
get his head cut
that's
off.
crazy to think of people who were in that time. And then I always think about this when like 500 years they're going to look at us and be like, those fucking idiots. Like when it changed from 1998 to like 2005, 2010, I remember thinking like, damn, I live in the fucking tens now, dude. This sucks. I was like, I'm just like some
funny.
shitty fucking dude in the tens.
Yeah.
To where like I look back on 1910, I'm like, idiot,
I think of
fucking
that.
moron.
I think of that all the time.
Now I'm like, fuck, man. I'm in the
Yeah.
fucking tens, dude. I was on the end of it. Now I'm
You're
just
at
like
the end of the sickest century.
shitting in my fucking hat, dude. I'm like, this sucks.
That's all right. You'll die in the 50s, which is sick. Hopefully there's another civil rights. Hopefully the 2050s includes.
2050 is gonna be fucking the size 42 Dungaree March, dude. They're gonna be
It
like, stop
is.
holding
They're
me
gonna be
down.
fire hosing white dudes.
They probably will.
I'm gonna deliver the "I have a dream."
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, "I have a dream."
Just Alex Jones voice.
I'm sick of seeing black movies. I'm sick of seeing ESPN do blackface every day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. That's like,
ESPN blackface is the most annoying fucking thing in the world.
what's that?
Watch ESPN.
Oh, when they
You'll see it.
really?
Yeah, they did it with the NFL playoffs this year with Migos.
Was
They
that?
had Migos. They played like a trap beat, and then had Migos describe the teams for like the commercials.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Philly, and like it would be Philly highlights, and they'd be like, oh, hey. It would be like,
sick.
The Eagles are hungry, and not just for a cheesesteak,
I saw that.
but will they feast without Wentz? It's just like, holy shit, dude, you got Migos to do this?
I didn't know that was
God
Migos.
damn.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Indians dancing.
Well, the one other comment I wanted to make, because when you were bringing up how like you were saying something about being in the morning, you feel like I've been laying here for an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that people understandably, and now I'm talking more macro, but people want change. If they see an injustice of some kind, they want it to change instantly. And the moment it doesn't, I think what we're seeing a lot nowadays is that they go, well, the whole thing is fucked.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is just wrong. It's like, it doesn't happen quick, but there is a way to error correct the system. Clearly, it's better now than it was.
Yeah, didn't people not like come up with anything like before the last 500 years? Like if you went back, if you lived in like, what would it be? I guess like 1100. If you lived back in like 100, there wasn't that much of a difference.
Right, that's what
and
he
then
said.
it was like 1500. Now you're just like, dude, fucking like
Well, science got invented.
10. Yeah, exactly. But like, dude, 10
Pre-science
years
was-
ago. If I think about 10 years ago, I'm just like, it was so fucking weird back then. How different it was.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's what people were just like. Well, let's just fix this incredibly complex social problem now. It's like, yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
It sucks. It takes a while. And
Yeah.
that's last time I was on, I was talking about Frank Kameny, which I won't get into again, but he was like the gay rights. He started gay rights like 8 years before Stonewall. And then by the time he died, it's like there had been massive progress, but it took an entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and for the listeners, Stonewall was a gay bar, and then a bunch of cops broke in and were like, knock it off.
Yeah.
This is New York. We don't fuck around.
came with
They
billy
came with
clubs.
billy clubs. Dude, I got to bring that joke back. That's one of my favorite.
You have to. You have to watch
What's the
Gianni
joke?
I was
Versace.
watching.
You
I
gotta
was
watch
watching
Versace.
this. ABC did this series, which of course they fucking did, and this is exactly like what we're talking about. ABC did a series about just like civil rights, like primetime Monday night television. It was just like, here's the story of gay rights. Like it's just like, all right, you're making money off this. It's disgusting, but I just remember sitting there with my parents, and it was funny as shit because we were watching this thing, and I was like asking them, like they didn't even know gay people existed when they were young, like our parents.
That's really interesting.
And it's like, wait, when did you find out about gay people? And they were like, college. I was like, what? And it was like, your brother's gay, my uncle's gay, and they're like, yeah, we just thought he was fucking weird. Like we just knew he ran weird and sucked at sports. We didn't know what was going. He was friends with girls. We didn't even know you could be gay. And then And then we were watching like Stonewall, and like newspaper clippings were on the screen, and it was like den of homosexuals broken up, and I just think it's so funny to call it a den. And then just imagining a bunch of dudes who didn't know what gay people were in like a SWAT, like a paddy wagon, and the lieutenant comes in and he's like, all right boys, there's something weird going on at this fucking bar. I don't know what it is, but guys are kissing guys. And the guy's like, God damn it. We got to get down there with our billy clubs. And they just break into a gay bar and just start hitting these dudes. Like, knock it off. Separating gay dudes, just cut it out, hit them.
You're like a chaperone at a grade school dance.
So
You're like,
funny.
come on,
Leave room for
Jesus.
Jesus.
Dude, you gotta watch the Versace, man, because it goes into like the gay clubs in the '90s, and like they like do like the camera pan throughs, and it's terrifying to me.
Gay clubs in the
just
80s and
sweaty
90s.
dudes in like mesh tank tops, just like like
It's
gyrating.
just fucking AIDSing out.
And then like a lot of them are like, "Hey man, you got the bug?" And like, dude, it's
Yeah,
fucking.
you got the bug. Do you know they
so
had bug
scary.
parties?
What?
I took homosexuality in America in college. Took the history of gays in America, which was pretty sick actually.
That is
with
sick.
AIDS. Don't laugh, Steven.
He used his face. He was staring at me, waiting for
In the
it.
candlelight.
Yeah.
Well, that's my new thing. It'd be like, Indians are pretty sick with smallpox. That's my new thing. Everybody
sick
loves
thing.
it.
That's his
Everybody loves
catchphrase.
it. It's sick. But no, this guy was telling us how like gay people would have like, well, we're gonna get AIDS anyway. Let's kind of induce it.
Oh, it
They would
wasn't like
have,
a party
like-
for people that already had it.
No, they were like somebody would have it. It would be like getting if your kid had chickenpox and if one kid had chickenpox and then you bring the other kid over there to have a chickenpox party.
And they all butt fucked.
And then they all butt fucking do coke until 5 a.m. And then fucking Harvey Milk comes in and is like, we need to be treated better.
That's not what you said.
And then Americans like, not in my America. You guys are butt fucking and doing drugs.
Tony,
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to tell my son?
that's true. That's what happened in Russia, dude.
Russia?
Putin was like, "Yo, bro." Apparently, that whole thing was like a guy. His wife's like, "We got to go out and vote," and the guy's like, "They're gonna." Russia's propaganda is like really fucking spot on too, because they're like, "Vote." They're gonna pick the guy anyway. Like, shut up. I'm like, dude, that's fucking pretty good. If I was watching that kind of political commercial, I'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
They don't have any of that shit here, but he's like, they're gonna pick the guy anyway. Just relax and go to sleep. Then the guy falls asleep and has a nightmare where he wakes up and his kid's like, "Hey, Dad, there's a new school tax and there's this and that." And then like he walks into his kitchen and there's just a gay guy eating a banana. And he's like, "Who the hell is this?" And she's like, the government mandates we have to take in homosexuals off the streets because we don't know where to put them." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "If he doesn't find a new boyfriend, you have to be his boyfriend." And he was like, "No." And then he's like, all these people are
Holy
chasing him.
shit.
That everything's turning red. Dude, it's fucked up. And then he wakes up and he's in bed with this guy. And he's like, "Ah." And then he wakes up again and then it's his wife. And he's like, "Come on, we got to go vote."
We got to vote for Putin.
Dude, that was like his political commercial.
That's
Wow.
great. That's great. That's a good commercial. It's a good commercial. I'm all in, dude. I would vote for Putin.
I mean, dude.
I ain't no fucking queer, dude.
It's just funny how we're like, Trump's the worst. It's like, dude, get a taste of Putin,
Yeah,
bro.
get a
Get a taste of Putin.
Get a taste of any other fucking world leader.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, imagine having fucking Trudeau.
Yeah,
You know how
I
much
can't
that would
stand that
suck?
fucking guy, man. We have to do better.
Did you hear him correct that lady who said mankind?
Oh, no.
It was like a town hall meeting, and she was like, all of mankind. He was like, you mean humankind? It's like, dude, kill
Ew,
yourself.
dude.
kill yourself.
Peterson hates him.
Peterson should hate him.
Peterson's like, stay out of the law, you meddler.
He's bloody meddling into the rules of biology.
He hates fucking Trudeau.
He definitely hates. But
Well,
no,
Trudeau was
Putin-
like a drama major.
Of course he was.
He
a
was like
fucking
he was
theater
like
kid,
on
dude.
Glee, and then he became the president.
What a theater kid, dude.
Hey, that's what he is.
That's what happened. We got the star football fucking linebacker as our president. That's like, pussy. I just want pussy and money.
squeeze him.
Yeah. Canada got the fucking gay kid from the drama class. It's like, we are all so powerful. and then
That's
fucking,
apt.
and then Russia just has the school shooter, dude.
Well, dude,
Russia's just like-
Russia's right, or Putin's right hand man is an ex playwright. So he has this guy just drawing up all this shit to where it's like so fucking confusing. To where like there'll be like a neo-Nazi group will spring up, a women's rights group will spring up, and then they'll just release the info like, yeah, Putin funded these guys, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? They're like, I'm not in this weird group Putin funded it. Dude, it's fucking crazy what he does over there.
Yeah, it seems like he's just inducing chaos.
Well,
and just being like, I'm the only one that can stop chaos.
Yeah, and he's making it so no one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And dude, that whether they did that or not, we're in that now in America, to where everything's just kind of like you can watch the major news and be.
I don't think they did that. I think it was all us.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they did that or not, but we have that now. We call it the bug, dude.
We caught the bug.
We
we
Russian
went
bug.
to a good old butt fucking party,
Well,
and we caught the bug.
Apparently, before the wall fell, people in Russia, like everyone knew it was fucked up, but no one would say it. And everyone, they said there was a period where they're all just kind of all just like sitting around, like, all right, this is fucked up now.
That happens every time.
It's crazy.
Anytime there's something like that, like Germany, Nazi Germany, all that,
And it's about to go down. And
it's happening right now in North Korea, guaranteed.
oh,
There's
where
there's just an all-knowing silence where they're all just sitting around, just like, whoa,
like, what the fuck's happening?
this doesn't seem right. You have to anyway. But I don't think Russia, like, their propaganda sucks. It's so fucking dude. Think how good ours is.
What is ours? Black Hawk Down.
Coca-Cola, fucking McDonald's.
That was, I mean, Coca-Cola.
That's fucking just suck our dicks.
Which one's which Coca-Cola?
Rock music?
No, propaganda. I'm saying.
Yeah, that is propaganda.
Rock music.
Yes,
Which one? Welcome to the Jungle.
all of it. Propaganda. Literally anything is propaganda.
Well,
Literally anything.
what do you think about that?
I don't know.
I mean, propaganda to me is like a message, or like I guess Black Hawk Down, that could be considered like when those war movies pop up,
Well,
right
those
when
are
we go
for
into
sure,
conflict
but
in the Middle East.
then Black Panther was propaganda. Everything's propaganda to an
Yeah,
extent.
but I know, I could agree with
And
that.
our propaganda is so fucking mainstream that we don't even like. I mean, dude. We've defined the entire culture for the entire world.
True.
It's like it's so fucking good, and it's like their propaganda is just like. Think about it. That's their commercial. That fucking gay dude commercial.
It's
their
crazy.
base-ass
That's wild.
shitty
Yeah.
level.
No, that is wild.
That sucks.
But is he a meta propagandist to where like he made it so ridiculous on purpose just to freak everyone out?
And that's us. That's like Trump logic of like he's such a good.
He's a genius.
He's such a genius. He knows. It's like no, dude. This is a psycho. This is a crazy guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently, too, he does a thing called lateral warfare where he'll just like go in and bomb a country, and everyone's like, "Why did he just do that?" And they claim he just bombs countries to keep people unsure of what he's up to.
Yeah, probably because he's
That's
unsure.
fucking nuts.
He's unsure of what the fuck he's up to.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
actually,
I have
he's
no idea.
definitely pretty. I'm sure he's pretty fucking smart. He's
But
KGB,
if he was that smart,
fucking-
but I guess you don't know the citizenry of Russia. Like, how many people did that fire up? Be like, I'm not taking in a gay man.
think how stupid our people are.
Yeah,
Look at what Black Panther's doing.
yeah.
This is it for us. We're so powerful now. It's
Yeah.
like, dude.
Well, our situation is different than Russia because we have like Russia doesn't have a lot of diversity, do they?
Yeah, they do.
What is it like?
They got fucking Asians. They got. I mean, half the country, like they border Mongolia
True.
and China and Korea, or like shit like that.
I wonder if they have like racial disputes. I never really.
They do.
I feel like
And
that shit
it's-
gets
it's
crushed.
Like Slavs,
Must
and
get-
fucking
oh,
Ukrainians.
yeah,
and
yeah.
They get real bad
Yeah, they-
genocides.
Well, they like invaded Ukraine, right? They're like
Yeah,
they took that back.
The Crimean Peninsula.
Like, yeah, this shit's ours again.
Yeah, they're nuts. They
Yeah,
get
that's
wild.
true. True that. True that.
But
It's not like fucking Finland.
I'm just saying
trying to paint it as
our
Finland.
people are like in America. We would be susceptible to a commercial on that level.
Oh yeah,
In
dude.
fact, we're
of
getting
course.
those commercials on that level, except in the other way.
Yeah,
we're
the
getting
Super
the
Bowl.
left version of like, you believe all men and women should marry each other or whoever
Yeah,
they
yeah.
love.
Like the Super Bowl commercials
Yeah,
where you
exactly.
saved the cancer patient because you bought a fucking Hyundai.
We're getting the exact same propaganda.
Oh, it's bad, dude. It's not good. Steve Gervin, what do you think?
I don't really have too much of an opinion. I
yeah,
think
it
it's,
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Fuck all that
Interesting.
shit.
it's not good. That's what I'd put
Yeah,
it.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know what I would.
I think
say.
Russia's cruising for a bruising, if you know what I'm saying.
I read an article in the New York Magazine, but this is like two years ago. But this reporter went over to investigate the fake news hubs, and they set him up with a meeting with this woman. And he writes about how like he's meeting with her, and then there's this other guy there, and the guy's acting weird, and she's acting weird. And then when he came back to the States, that was all a setup for this photo shoot that they did. That guy was like a known white supremacist in Russia. And so then they put out this big story, American journalist meets with known what.
Oh.
It was just like one of those things, and I think
That's
one of
so
the
fucking funny.
interesting things in that
It's like the
article,
Shane Gillis of Russia, dude.
just like,
No, just being like, you're a white supremacist, gotcha, dude. He's like, no, I'm not, no. I'm a journalist. That's such a sick move,
It's,
dude.
it's
funny
sick,
ass
but I
move.
God,
think
that's
that
so funny.
the real takeaway too is that only like 40% of the Russian population has access to the internet. And what Putin's goal is kind of to what you were saying, which is to make it so fake and so hard to figure out what's real that you don't even go to it. So you
Wow.
can't even use it.
Oh, so the internet, if you try to go up,
right.
it's just like
so for the
completely...
60% of people
It
that
is.
try
It
it for the
already
first
is.
time.
That'd be
It
sick
is.
if their chat roulette is just every window it's Putin jerking off, just like, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Chat roulette's the shit.
Yes.
Chat
That's
roulette's
fucking
hilarious.
wild, man.
Well, yeah, but it's also
Damn, we should live stream us on chat roulette.
That'd be tight,
That'd be
dude.
pretty funny.
We
Just
should do-
watching dudes jerk off.
Whoa, hey.
Hey, look at that dick.
That'd be awesome. That's a great idea.
You gotta get cameras because your faces are.
We gotta get cams, dude.
Down here, you want to see the? You
We're
want to
gonna-
see the?
I was thinking of just dual GoPros, just like
Yeah.
this, and then just mash
just
it
seeing
together.
the fucking flames dancing off our face.
Well, I'd be tight if we had fucking like a yeah.
We gotta keep it like this.
A real macabre
Just candles,
setup, dude.
dude. This
That'd be
is
tight.
it every time. The basement, some candles.
I would contain
Not
my
in
my
my
camera
country.
being like a super lit. I'd have a box over me that's like super lit up.
Why?
Just be tight. Contrast. My light would leak out of my little eye hole
Now,
to your
dude, I'm
face.
in the darkness. I'm lurking out here in the darkness with my machete. Dude, the machete, every time I have a machete, it reminds me of Sean Taylor, the way he died. Did I tell you this?
what happened? No.
He was the safety for the Redskins, and he played for Miami, and he was really fucking good. Like, he's unbelievably good. But
When did he die?
2007?
Okay. I thought for some reason I thought he was a recent player. So I remember him.
I don't know. He was really good. But
Yeah.
anyway, he got murdered. These kids broke into his house. They were trying to rob him, and they shot him, and he bled out. But I'm pretty sure when they broke in, he grabbed a machete and was trying to attack them. And the idea, in my mind, I've created just naked Sean Taylor with a machete in a pitch black mansion. Like, all of a sudden, I'm cheering for the robbers.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fucking
he was
horrible.
dreadlocked, fucking. He was one of the most. He's such a good athlete. He was like huge.
Yeah.
And he had a machete.
And
You
these
know how
dudes
fucking scary that would be if that guy
Horrible.
was like screaming
it's
from
scary
different
enough
parts of the house.
to make you fire your gun off and be like, fuck this. I didn't
Yeah.
want to kill this guy, but I'm not getting hacked to death by this
Like,
psycho.
if it was a movie, you would be cheering for the robbers. You'd be like, "Holy shit! They broke into the Predator's house." Like, fuck. Hopefully they kill him.
Yeah, that must have been
that
fucking
always
terrifying.
cracks me up thinking of him like hiding in different parts of the house, just like.
He
Just
probably
standing there.
ran like, boom, 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 boom.
Oh, him running down a hallway at you. He's so fast.
Yeah, dude.
It'd be fucking nuts. Anyway, he looked like the Black Panther. That's what he looked like. That suit, just that fucking athlete, dude, jumping on top of Lexus.
Oh, he was built like that
He
suit.
looked like that thing.
Oh, dude, no doubt. He's ripped.
Just yeah.
Machete, hopping off the silk sheets.
I was
dude.
honestly hoping. Don't spoil it for me because I can't wait to see Black Panther. But
Yeah.
I was hoping at the end a bunch of white dudes showed up and just shot everyone.
That is exactly what happens.
That'd be fucking sick.
That's how White Panther ends.
White Panther.
Cortez comes through a wormhole, dude,
Cortez comes through
and he's
with
like,
horses.
"Hey, bring me to your leader here, dude. Let's talk about this gold."
Yeah. Hell
He's
yeah.
like, no, come on. Just me and a couple of my guys.
just
We're not
gonna
going to do anything.
talk to you
And they
guys?
murdered the whole inner circle of the Black Panther and then held Black Panther hostage for 2 weeks and just fractionated the citizenry.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I was
exactly what happened with Black Panther.
I hope that's what happens. But
No, it doesn't
yeah,
happen.
we're running long here. But
Yeah.
I still. Do you have anything else you want to talk? Because your talk is what was the date?
April 27th.
April 27th.
Where?
Yeah, and it's at the Philly Improv Theater.
Nice.
At Philly Improv Theater, and that's directly across the street from Helium Comedy Club, where real comedy takes place, not this improv faggotry that you're a part of, Steve, you fucking racist bitch.
In all fairness, though, that is the one I take objection to. I'm not an improv
This is not improv.
Right.
This is a talk.
This is a show.
This is your venue.
And you guys, I think, are going to be. You said that you'd be in this video.
We
sketch.
will be in it
Hell
with
yeah.
you.
So there's going to be a
fun.
video sketch that breaks up the talk, and then at the end there's going to be like a musical
it's
number.
gonna be so fun.
It's going to be really
fun.
great.
I can't wait.
And your other talks are on stevegerben.com.
Yeah.
Your other talks are fucking sick. The
Yeah,
Saudi
Oh,
Arabian
thanks, man.
one and the immigration
one.
Well,
The
if
immigration
you're-
one's
if you're
good,
gonna
except you're
watch
fucking
anything
gay
that-
in the immigration one.
Why?
He's fucking Mr. Lefty in the immigration one.
I liked it. I liked that
He's
one.
like, oh, we need immigrants.
Yeah, we've already talked about that talk last time.
Steve, I liked it.
Thanks.
I like
if I
that.
was going to promote
Not in
anything,
my
though,
country.
I would ask your listeners to watch this show that I made that you were in, Tires Etc.
Oh, yeah, Tires,
yeah.
etc.
And
That was
you could
sick.
just Google that. I think it's
Tires,
Shane,
etc.?
Shane was
Yeah.
in it, and I think you were so much fun.
Thanks, bro.
And like I said, I felt lucky to have you there. So
What
check
a
that
sweetheart.
out. Yeah.
And after
if
you
I had
just
known
cut
you-
his fucking throat, dude.
Well, I'm about to cut his fucking throat again. You interrupted me, dude. If I had known you were such a fucking Marxist, racist bitch, dude, I would have never been in that.
Yeah.
If I had only known that you were anti-Native Americans.
The
You're
ideas.
you're anti-Native American.
Okay,
You're
sure.
anti-Muslim, anti-Native American. Steve Gerben. That's sick.
That's exactly right.
I think a lot of our listeners are going to click with what you're saying. How about black people? What do you think of that?
Think that they're great, just like all people.
There you go, Steve.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which
Yeah,
I've been
all
saying
lives-
from the start.
All lives
Yeah,
matter,
yeah.
dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. All lives matter. Right?
Oh, is that
That's your bad- yeah,
that's
you
an
can't
Instagram
say-
thing?
Don't say
Okay.
that. Actually, include that in your talk.
All lives matter.
You
Be
ended
like,
like
before we start, I
all
want
lives
everyone to
matter.
know all lives matter.
that was a funny
Yes,
move.
that reminds me.
What?
Hilarious.
What?
My fucking brother-in-law, Mina, he's Egyptian. He tried to make a meme. He made a meme during the Black Lives Matter, like when it started, and it was a picture of Jesus on the cross. And it said, all lives matter. It made no fucking sense. But he tried to make a meme of Jesus dying on the cross. And it said, all lives matter. He really made that.
Damn, he was on Microsoft Paint at 2 a.m. like, I'm about to change the fucking
Yes.
world. And then the day it came out, it was a bunch of white dudes being like, all lives matter.
Dude, I got to show you this one.
Who has a bit about the guy with the all lives matter tattoo?
I think Pedro Salinas.
God, that was so
Another
funny.
former guest.
That was so funny to be like, no, it's just some guy got a tattoo like all life matters.
He got it like 10 years ago.
yeah, 10 years ago, and now
Oh,
it's just
no.
because that was like an
Totally
alt right slogan.
Right. Oh, that's an alt-right slogan? All lives
All
matter?
lives matter because it was like, well, it was like Black Lives Matter, and then people were like, no, all lives matter, but
Right.
it was like,
Oh.
yeah, it wasn't like a coalition of like Native Americans, Inuit. It was just
Sure.
white dudes being like, all lives matter.
Okay. Well, while I
Shut up!
agree with like the sentiment, I don't align then, I guess, with the other belief systems that
Yeah.
ushers in.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like technically, yeah, totally, all lives matter.
Fuck, I think he took it down.
Yeah, it was done in a mean way.
I got it.
God damn it. He just took it down. He had a meme up.
Oh, my
he had
God,
a fucking
dude.
hilarious. He posted it on Facebook like last week. It said, the devil started laughing because he saw me with my head down. But then I lifted my head and said, amen.
Fucking right, dude.
It's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's like the devil thought I was feeling bad.
Devil
he didn't know
did-
I was just praying.
The devil did think he was fucking feeling bad, dude. He snuck up on him. He pulled his head up and said, "Amen." Devil was
God.
like,
The devil was like, oh no, Mina's praying. Fuck you, Mina.
"Wow, why are you
No, I
you
love
attacking
Mina. I
him?
love Mina. Mina's the man.
You're attacking his core beliefs."
My brother-in-law is the man, dude.
He is the fucking man.
He's a
I
good
love
dude.
him. Every time I see him
He
somewhere, I'm like,
vapes, dude. He vape lives.
he's a man, dude.
It's so funny. He's an Egyptian vapor, dude. One of my favorite things about him, he's a dork. He's a nice dork. He's a bit. Well, he's not a dork. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, fucking dork. He's not out calling people faggots. I'm like, must be a dork. But when he moved to America, they didn't know their culture sucked so bad in Egypt that they didn't know girls wore pink.
Who wore pink back then? Just
They
Cameron.
just love colors, dude.
Oh, it was.
Over in
He didn't
Egypt.
know it was
in
a.
Egypt. They're like, it is a very beautiful color. It is a very. So he showed up like one of his first days of school in like a giant pink jacket. and he got on the wrong bus and went to a different school. And everyone was just like, "Who the fuck is this kid? Just some Egyptian in a pink jacket."
Yeah, well, what year was this? Hopefully, he was close enough to the '80s that like it wasn't too weird.
It was probably early '90s.
Yeah.
He's like it probably was mid '90s, late
Ooh,
'90s.
that's
He's my
tough.
age.
That's
he's
tough.
like our age.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
He's not old
he's
at
like
all.
31.
Oh God, that's horrible,
Dude,
man.
he showed up in a pink jacket.
Because if he showed up in like Stranger Things era, people might be like, "Man, it's kind
He's
of
like,
cool."
hello, I think I am in the wrong school. Like, who the fuck is this kid?
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
So fucking funny. Just thinking of a little Egyptian kid showing up to America.
It's very vibrant.
It is a very vibrant color, very beautiful. Think of his mom like getting him dressed like, Mina, you have such a good day at school today. They will all love your jackets, your pink jacket.
When the girls see your brilliant dyes, they will flock. Only royalty can wear hyper pink. He rolled up there like fucking 2003 Cameron, dude. The pink Laffy Taffy.
Fucking Black Panther, dude. That's African royalty. That's Egyptian royalty. He showed up just like, I'm Black Panther. Everyone was like, beat it. You fucking tool. Now he's...
The idea of someone in the early 90s unknowingly wearing pink is the funniest
it's just a
fucking
little,
thing.
nice little immigrant kid just standing at a bus stop.
Oh,
It's
my
like...
God.
It's like when I saw that Mexican laborer wearing a shirt that said, I came, I saw, I partied. Like, he worked all day. He's just this fat dude.
You almost picture that scene playing out kind of like split screen, and there's somebody like Shane at school, and he's just putting gum in people's hair, and this kid's just waiting for the school bus, and their lives are
Finally they meet.
irreparably coming together. Yeah.
It's like Predator vision, but can only see pink. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
Stands up from
He just sees pink and puddles, and it's like, God damn it, that's funny.
Yeah, me having bully predator vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mina, what a great guy.
Oh, he's the best.
I really do. I do love the guy.
That's
but-
awesome. Well, someone got in hot water for that. Some writer during the Olympics, a Chinese. Well, she's American, but her parents are from China, so she's first generation. And it was the first girl, I think, to land a triple axel figure skating.
Yeah.
So a writer tweeted out, this lady tweeted out, immigrants, they get it done. And then a bunch of people were like, technically she's first generation, she's not even an immigrant. So someone trying to be like sick on that level. And then it was like, well, you're promoting otherism, which means like, since she's not white, then she's an immigrant. It's like, well, let's see how if my parents came from, say they came from Ireland and I did a triple, well, I guess for guys, I did a quadruple axel, and I was like, holy shit, dude, immigrants get it done. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
or you
I
just
guarantee they didn't take offense.
Yeah, or you're like, I actually was born here. You're
There
like,
was
oh,
a-
my bad.
There was a good article in the Atlantic about it. Some
well,
Muslim
who
guy
cares?
wrote it, being
Fuck
like,
the lady who said immigrants get it done.
But it was-
what a complete fucking dork.
dork, exactly. But
What a
then there was
fucking
people who
bitch,
saw
dude.
that, and they were
I
like,
hate that shit.
it leveled up, and they were like,
They
actually.
should- somebody should make a meme of the fucking Home Depot truck in New York that ran over all those people and say immigrants get it done.
Well, they do.
I'm
and that's,
guarantee that
yeah,
exists,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I guarantee that exists.
But
But-
saying immigrants get it done is such a pussy ass. It's so fucking annoying.
Well, I mean, that doesn't bother me. I know what you're saying. The sentiment is just like, shut
sentiment
up,
just
shut up.
sucks.
It's so stupid. Yeah, definitely. But to think of being like, imagine seeing that and being like you're being like, it's stupid. It's,
Yeah,
they're
I
just-
love it.
Imagine that and being like, actually, you're committing otherism.
I love the next level where
Otherism?
like, someone tries to be liberal and then a harder liberal comes in and is like,
That is
"Well,
sick.
actually,
You're doing
I love doing
otherism.
that. I personally enjoy.
That
doing
is fun. That is fun.
Like if I hear somebody trying to be liberal, I try to be like, well, actually, what you're doing is offensive. Like last week, you said jungle fever, and I was like, well, Matt,
I was unaware that was offensive.
Honestly, it's very
Yeah,
problematic.
Yeah, I had
for-
no idea. I thought I always just heard it in a pleasant context.
It's
So
interesting.
Yeah, but it's nice to like that girl at that time. We did that show where she was like, "And my boyfriend had all these things," and I was like, "Wait, you?"
oh my god.
It's nice to be that person.
You know what's interesting? though? I
Dude,
didn't
that
even-
was the funniest
Oh,
thing in the world. So I didn't mean to
definitely
cut you
so.
off.
No,
This we did this,
Oh,
or he
man.
did the show one time. I was watching it, and it was like you're allowed to bring your ex up on Facebook and roast your ex,
Yeah, on a screen.
and on a screen. So
Random people in the
this
crowd.
girl's up there. She's all like, she's in her glory, being like, "This guy's a fucking asshole. He had mental problems." Blah 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 blah. I left him. All this like my the Yaya pants or whatever got her
Yeah.
groove back and everything. And fucking Shane's the only one on the panel, just being like, "Man, That's a shame. Your guy, he was having mental problems. You just kind of left him in the dust. He's like, guys, a quick round of applause for mental illness.
mental
and this girl,
awareness.
This girl's like, oh, actually, dude, this girl's like, actually, and he's like, oh, go through her pictures. He goes, oh wait, this is when you guys broke up. He looks happy as fuck. You're probably the dude.
Oh.
You were probably the dude. This girl was on the verge of tears.
She's like, it turned out he's like bipolar or something. I'm like, damn, you left him at his darkest hour.
He's like, and now you're making fun of him in front of strangers and showing his picture. He's like, that's kind of fucked up, dude. And she was just like, I've never been so pleased in my life. I just sat there and was like,
you can liberal people like that. It's so easy. You
but
can get in a crowd.
That was above beyond. That was like liberal, and then it was just like humanistically being like, dude, you're kind of a piece of shit. And she was like, oh yeah, no, I thought I was special.
Well, and God,
that was so funny.
You can get a crowd to liberal out. You can just be like, give it up for this problem.
That's true. Yeah,
and you can make them, and then be like, now what you're doing is against that.
Yep.
And it's so easy.
No, that's true.
Mental health is one of the easy ones to really fucking easily get people on your side.
Let's take a minute, guys, and just recognize mental health.
It's like, honestly, I don't think we should be joking around about this stuff.
That was that's absolutely true.
Thanks,
that
man.
was the fucking funniest
really
thing I've ever seen. And she tried to get her money back for it.
Oh, yeah,
she was
she
so mad. It's
complained.
like you were slandering your ex who, has mental health problems, and then being like, fuck him. And then someone was like, yeah, you're kind of being a piece of shit. And she was just like, what? No.
Isn't that kind of checkmate though? Wasn't that the
it was checkmate, dude.
Yeah,
Because
she
didn't understand. Yeah,
somehow.
but she lives in a world.
We were supposed to be with the person.
They were supposed to be with them.
making fun of the ex. We're all supposed to be roasting the ex.
Right.
And
so
Shane
when she
flipped
came
the
up, I
script.
was just like, fuck you.
Yeah, you're
what
a piece
kind
of
of
shit.
piece of shit roasts their ex behind their back?
But wasn't that the whole point of the show was to roast the ex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got to say, it's almost like when you turn in and you're like, say something about Black Panther. It's like, I guess, and I'm going to get, I got to say something. So it's like, roast your ex, and then she's just like trying to think of stuff to say.
Yeah.
True that, but she didn't have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
She
true.
volunteered to bring somebody up and just show their public profile and be like, fuck this guy.
Well, she stepped
Here's all of
in-
his dirty
Right,
secrets.
without sounding too corny, she stepped into the fucking Coliseum, dude.
She did. But
She fucking stepped
Not
forward.
too
But
corny at all. Yeah, yeah.
she was
She put
used
herself in the field.
She was used. The Coliseum was supposed to be a bunch of fucking
Yeah.
dudes being like, "Yes,
Yeah,
girl,
dude.
yes."
Right.
And there was just there was a centaur, dude, down in the pits that fucking popped.
a fat centaur coming out of the dark, just like, you bitch.
Yeah, she like thought she was there. It's like a movie when the final boss comes out. And she's like, "Wait, what's this?" It's like, "You were actually a piece of shit."
There's another easy one you can do as a comedian, and it's like, if you know that joke whenever someone's like, I dated a, or like I talk about how I'm like, I hooked up with a teacher when I was in high school.
Whoa.
There's always a comedian in the crowd, or somebody in the crowd that's like, what was his name?
Oh yeah.
And then you get them right away, and you're just like, what's funny about homosexuality?
That's the
and
best.
the best is when it's a lady. Like, I've gotten ladies with like bowl cuts and blue hair and shit. Like, what was their name? What was his name? It's like, excuse me, miss. I don't think making fun. Just immediately, just like,
It's so fun to
making
do.
fun of homosexuality isn't cool. Like, I mean, I know we're up here having fun and stuff.
It's
but
so fun.
If you think it's fun to laugh at the fact that maybe I'm gay, it's like, maybe you shouldn't be here. You can just. It's so easy to liberal out.
It's the best, dude.
Rolling out.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm having fun. I think we could keep going, but I don't care. Where
We're at
2 hours.
150, yeah.
150.
Yeah.
People are gonna be happy. They've
They
been
will be
asking for
happy.
long podcasts.
True that.
Oh, I should say, I'm at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone this Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
So people of Ham, come to that.
Go out. I'm actually going to be at Punchline.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You're working this weekend?
March 7th on like a Wednesday. I'm hosting a showcase.
I'm headlining.
Yes, dude.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm headlining that.
My whole thing with stand up now, if
Yes.
people offer me
I was
money,
gonna ask them to do
if
that.
people offer me money, I just go, okay. And then I
Yeah.
just do stand up until people are like, all right, dude, you don't practice at all. You suck so bad that we're just going to stop giving
Dude,
you money.
the less you do it, I think sometimes you get better.
I'm serious, dude. I went up. I didn't do it for like 6 months. I did like 40 minutes in Lancaster. I practiced for I did 3 sets. I
Yeah.
did 3 5-minute sets and was like, I think I got my 40 ready and just rolled up there and had a blast.
The time when I started actually kind of getting good at stand up was when I went to Spain and took like 5 months off.
Yeah, I swear to God.
And I
it
went
helped.
from like really bad open micer to then I was like, I can just go up there and talk.
Yeah.
I don't have to be up there spitting jokes every minute. Like, I can just kind of fuck around. And
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
started doing that, and from
It works.
The rest is history. Now I'm here. Now I'm in this fucking plush ass.
But it is
basement.
true. It is
It's
true though,
insane.
man. It's like, and just not giving a fuck too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm at the end of it. They're like, "You'll never work in this town again." I'm like, "All right, sick."
Well,
I
fuck
get
your
back
town.
I get back to looking at Reddit. This is awesome.
That's what happened to me. Did I talk about it on the podcast
What?
last week when I was up at Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey? Did I talk about
I know
that?
who show that is. I talked to the promoter. He was telling me about it. How it was a fucking nightmare.
Who?
Wait, no. You did another show, didn't you, this week?
I did an all black show.
He said it was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Okay.
I did a black show with a white promoter.
That's my boy.
yeah. He's a good. It was
He's
just
a man.
bad show.
He said it was just a tough. He said
Yeah.
the crowds were, the lineup was awesome.
The promoter's good, and he's
Crowd
always
was
good
tough.
at that. But the crowd, like, it was just like that was the crowd I was trying to sell on Black Panther.
Oh, good luck, dude.
I did do well though.
I'm sure
well
you
on
did
that.
good,
I
but
just
I'm-
talked about how shitty the show was.
What? Yeah, that's.
It was easy.
What happened to Uncle Vinny's?
Uncle Vinny's. So I go up there on a Wednesday, Thursday. Jim Florentine, do you know him? He's a really good comic.
Worked with him. Yeah.
He recommended me for this club.
Okay.
So he wasn't even there, but he has enough clout there that he was like, I have a guy in Philly that's good. He's trying to get more clubs. Will you put him on here? Mm-hmm. So he was like, yeah, we'll give him 2 nights, Wednesday, Thursday. So there's no host. It's just opener and headliner. So I just open for this guy named Jimmy Graham. I'll get into that in a second.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. Round.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
okay.
guy.
All right.
South Jersey Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't be naming him like this. It's kind of mean. But because he was nice. I get there. There's like 8 people in what would be a sick room. The room could be fucking awesome. There's like 8 people. Wednesday night. I go on stage. I'm like, am I the host or who's hosting? And the owner's like, I'm going to host.
Oh God, that's the kiss of death, dude.
So he's like, I'll go on, do a couple jokes. He literally does 10 seconds. He gets on stage and he's like, hey, how are you? What are you guys, married? We got any couples, any birthdays? All right. Your first comic all the way from Philly, make some noise, Sean Gillis. So I walk on stage and I'm like, holy shit, this is... So I'm going and it's 8 people eating dinner.
What the fuck are you supposed to do?
8 people from fucking North Jersey just sitting there eating dinner. And it's like, I'm talking about fucking coming and fucking... So then I start like making fun of the fact that I'm bombing. I'm like, you
Yeah.
guys should see me when I fucking crush. Like if there's a crowd, I fucking crush.
Well, the annoying thing is those
like-
guys in that situation would be like, "This is when you got to turn it on extra," and it's like,
Exactly.
dude, shut the fuck
I know,
up, man.
exactly. So I'm up there talking about like, I'm fucking bombing this, and I'm starting to get them in because now I broke down this dumb fucking fourth wall of me up here being like, hey, so my dad is a lot like a broken Alexa. You can ask him questions, but he just gives you random answers. Hey, how's your chicken parm? Hey, we got any birthdays? But
I wish
it was.
I wish you got like you hit your head so hard that you just went up there with just a hat and like, "Hey, so how long you guys been married? Clap it up for the longest married."
So I do that, and then at the end of it, I'm just like, fuck it. Not that this matters, but you guys care if I do some new stuff? Like I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like go do it. So I started doing some stuff, fucking around. It was all good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, it wasn't good. It was like it was 8 people.
8 fucking people, man.
It sucked, but it was as good as I possibly could do.
Yeah.
And they liked me. It just you're not going to catch rolling laughter with fucking 8 spread out old people from North Jersey.
Precisely.
So I'm like, you know what's going to suck is like watching this fucking headliner crush.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because in my head right now, I'm like, there's nothing I can do. Like I'm saying this to the crowd. I'm like, you guys, there's literally nothing. What are we going to relate to?
Yeah.
You and me. And it's
Yeah.
like some old lady like, oh. I'm like, what can we agree on that's funny? And I closed with 69ing my dad. And I
As you
brought
should
up the
have.
fucking headliner. And then the owner's like, come with me. He takes me outside, the club owner. And he's like, look, a little piece of advice. Never let the audience know you're bombing. Don't tell them you're bombing because then they get in on it and all that. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. But I'm like, oh, man, thanks. Yeah, I never thought of that. Like, thanks a lot. And then he got mad. He seriously got like a serious face. And he was like, I'm a club owner. You're a comic. This is a comedy club. You don't do new shit here. This isn't a workout room. If you come to my club, you're doing your material. I don't want to see that again.
Wow.
And I was like,
You won't.
holy shit, dude. It took everything in me to not be like, you fucking loser.
Oh, my
you
God.
fucking 80s hack fucking loser.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
I go back inside. The headliner is doing street jokes,
Yep.
real life jokes that I knew.
Yeah.
He did one that somebody in the audience knew the fucking answer and said it.
Dude, I've seen
knew
that
the punchline.
so many fucking times. Man.
There's so many old hacks that do street jokes, which sucks because he was funny. He could have been funny. I think he might have been mailing it in. Jimmy,
Yeah.
I think Jimmy
imagine
was just
getting
mailing it in.
imagine getting that talk on the side of 73 fucking 50 times where you're like, street jokes it is, dude.
Yeah.
But I could never do that.
That guy gave me that talk. So then the next night I show up. That was Wednesday night. All day I'm just like, fuck, I
You
gotta
should
go
just
back
do
to
street
this
jokes for
shithole.
like 10 minutes.
No, dude, I went back. There's probably like 15 people, 20 people on Thursday. So it's you can do something.
Yeah.
And I fucking had a really strong set. Like I fucking
All right.
I buried old Jimmy pretty hard. Like
Yeah.
they loved what I was doing, hated the street
Didn't
joke
like the
shit.
street jokes.
One guy was like, I heard that before when he did the street joke,
Good.
and he was like, I said these were old jokes. But the owner wasn't there. He left.
Of course.
I was like, make sure you tell the fucking owner. Because there was a new lady working, and she was like, that was awesome. And I was like, yeah, tell fucking Dino or Vito or whatever that fucking guy's name was. And I left. It was fucking nice. But yeah, that was a fucking nightmare.
That's the worst.
Then I did the black show where no one was there.
Yeah.
But then Oklahoma. Oh, no. And then I went to Boston, had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
It was a rough couple of gigs.
That was
and
a
then
tough fucking
went
week.
went out with Soda to Oklahoma. That was
Came back, dude.
All I needed, baby.
That's awesome.
I'm back. I'm number one.
This podcast has come full circle.
This is a great episode. We got Stevie Gerbies, the known white supremacist, anti-Islam, what do you think about gay people? They're not making progress.
What are you talking about?
So your fundamental baseline is progress or it's bad.
Yes.
So
It's not to say that all progress is good. Like,
what about gay dudes butt fucking?
Sure.
They're not creating anything.
Oh, you're talking about progress.
There's no
in this-
progress. This
Yeah,
is just
well,
straight up butt fucking.
But by that standard, then
Shane, the
don't
straw
wear-
man Gillis, dude.
Don't wear condoms.
I don't wear condoms.
Dude, fight back.
I only try to come for sex for kids, dude.
He's hitting you with the Hall of Illusions, dude.
No,
you can only
I
fight his
fight
illusions
back.
with
I-
illusions.
I-
These are, but you are very staunchly anti-Islam.
Well, no. I mean, so in the same way.
See
Oh,
that?
okay,
That's
okay,
how you do
okay,
it.
okay, there it
That's
is.
how you do it. You're
You
like,
fucked me. Yeah.
you hit them with a shitty one, like you hate gay people butt fucking, and then it's like, no, but really,
Dude,
really. You are anti.
I really gotta say thank you for stopping there, because if you had just let that go,
Yeah, good.
I was out of the gate. I would have gone down the slalom.
I
man.
try. I'm like, no, the thing is, I don't have hate in my heart, and I know, and I just like listen to it the next week. I'm like, God damn it.
Literally, he could have just let that go, and
You're in
Yeah.
his fucking.
it was impressive.
He's fucking got the reins on you, dude. He's
Yeah.
just puppeteering you.
Well, then I listen to it and I'm like, I'm such a dumb dickhead. I'm so mean. I should stop saying mean stuff.
Oh, dude, it's my favorite. I like this again. That show Tires Etc. that he was in. He has that line where he's giving me this wedgie and he's like, "Prepare to be bullied online, dude." And I just love it. Like I love the idea of this likable bully.
Well, it's funny because you said you wanted someone to call you and start bullying you.
I do need a
And
bully.
I never got down. That's one level of dude interaction I never got down to. When like you see your friend, you're like, "What's up, bitch?"
Well, you and me don't have that.
We don't really
at
do
all.
it, but I'm saying I've met guys in high school. They're like, "What's up, pussy?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, I'm not talking.
I
that.
never fully got that because I was like, I should call Shane and be like, "Hey, you fucking loser, fuck you," and be like, "Ugh."
No, I don't mean bully like that. I mean someone to sit down and tell me what I need to do with my life.
Oh, okay,
And I got that. The Soder hit me with it pretty hard.
good. He hit you with it.
I need good reinforcement. I need someone to be like, dude, you're a fucking monster. Go be a fucking
So you
monster.
need
And
to
I'm
like one.
yeah,
You need
yeah,
to like
yeah,
2-to-1
yeah.
criticism, praise, or like 1-to-1.
I need someone to tell me. No, I don't need any of this. But it's nice to hear it. It's nice
course,
to have
dude.
people come out and be like, dude, you go be a fucking beast. Right
I think
now, you're fucking
everyone
around.
needs that, though,
You're
too,
fucking
man.
around.
Yes.
Everyone
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
that.
But not everyone's a beast.
Imagine like, dude, like, imagine if you woke up one morning and like everyone, like 10 people you knew were sitting by your bed and they're like, "Holy fuck, dude." And you're like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, you've been asleep for 3 days. And they just like change the calendars. You can convince someone into an alternate reality so easily.
Wait, that's different than what I was saying.
Yeah, but you were saying like, you're like, well, I don't need people to praise me. It's like, yeah, you do, dude.
No.
Everyone stop praising you.
I'm saying I don't need. I'm saying what I know.
I hear you.
Like I don't need someone to say what I know. I need them to say.
I've just always wanted to do that. Just surround people with like get all your friends and family and just be like, dude, no, don't get up, dude. You went out and crashed.
Think this is the oils that's doing this to us?
To do what?
Making us talk like this?
The CBDs? No, we have a smart guest, dude.
Well, I feel like for what I need to hear all the time is somebody to be like, it's okay to fail big. And Jordan Peterson was recently on Jocko.
Pretty much all I do.
Jordan Peterson was recently on Jocko. I don't know if you heard that.
No.
But he was talking about this one woman that he had been counseled, and he had been counseling her, and she wanted to triple her salary. And so he's like, all right, well, the first thing we're going to do is get your resume in order, and then we're going to start sending it out. And he's like, and I'm not just talking about sending it out 10 times. I'm talking about sending it out 5 times a day for 2 years. Because and then I heard that, and I was just like, and it was like 10:30 at night. I'm like doing push-ups, I'm like, send it out, like all my materials. It's like you got to do it.
Yeah, he had me and Shane eating meat and vegetables.
I hit the wall in Oklahoma. I fucking got
the
rabid.
fact that I went out and bought broccoli because of that, I was like, I'm gonna eat meat. That was another podcast where he's like, I just eat meat and vegetables.
Last night for dinner,
Like,
I had baked chicken and steamed vegetables.
Dude, that's how you do it.
Fuck yeah! And I cleaned my room a little, and then I did yoga at 2 a.m.
Dude.
And then I went to sleep, and now I woke up at 1 p.m. It's too late to do yoga.
That's not bad, though.
But, yeah, I need that. And then I get those moments, too, where it's just like, fuck it, I just need to send my stuff out. And I'll just email bookers and shit. I do regret doing that. But there's a weird line in stand-up. Stand-up particularly. There's a weird line between overdoing it and not doing it at all. And I tend to err on the side of not promoting, I don't put myself out there at all compared to a lot of my fucking contemporaries. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of shit comics out there that are just everywhere.
It's just a picture with your face on it, and like, I'll be at these 6 open mics. Yeah,
I did that once. I put a picture more like with my schedule.
Yeah, but everyone goes through that where you're like,
people ask me, they're like, where are you going to be next?
Yeah. And there's really, if you think about it, nothing wrong with that. But I'm the same way. When I see it, I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that.
No, I'll never do that.
Yeah, I feel weird.
The thing that I would, for you, but this is just as a fan of your comedy, I would like to hear, and I've told you this before, even if it's just audio from your sets, because you're willing to have a go with the audience.
Yeah.
And then to hear you talk about it on the podcast and kind of break it down. Like, I want to hear you talk
That's a good idea, because you do talk about enough different. You're not like, you
and I think like as you build a following there, then it would even cut the ropes loose even more, because
it's a sick idea.
Then you're like,
I know. I just can't. I can't
know
post my own stand up.
Yeah.
But what about if we mix it into the cast? Like, I was in blah 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 blah, and it's like sound file.
I mean, that's cool, but I'm not going to record all my sets.
Right.
True, and you don't want to give away all the fucking goods too.
Well, what am I saving it for? A special?
The goodies, dude. Potentially, yeah. You gotta send your resume out, dude.
I gotta do that making a murderer joke in a special in 3 years. It's gonna be great. Yeah, that's actually McKeever got fucked up last night. Was talking to me about that. I could tell he was drunk because he was praising the shit out of me. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
That is nice.
He was like, "Would you?" And he was like, "You should record something." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I'll email Helium right now."
Dude, that'd be awesome.
I didn't do it.
That's actually a good idea, dude. You fucking should. That way, all your stuff's relevant. You just put it out, and then.
It's tough. It's really hard to self-promote if you have any dignity.
You feel Helium. If you were like, I'm going to do a special.
I could feel Helium, especially if I got you and McKeever on it.
That'd be so fun.
You, me, and McKeever. And maybe the Gerbers if he was willing to...
No. I'd be there as a fan. You know?
Why don't you do stand-up?
I don't have the... I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. I hit that point where I'll do it, but I hit a point where I'm like... I got turned off by it.
In Philly, like my 3 favorite comics just don't do stand-up. You two and McKeever.
Yeah, it's weird.
Honored.
Just don't. It's like if you're good enough.
I just got dogged.
If you're smart enough to be good at stand-up, you usually quit because you realize how fucking stupid it is.
Well, it wasn't even that. I just got sick of it. I just be like, I don't feel like doing this anymore.
Yeah, it's the work into it.
It's a nice treat when I get up there and I haven't done it in a while and I get to do it. I'm like, oh man, this is
stand-up's so fun.
It is so fun
when it's good, dude. It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah,
but when you're sitting in the back of an open mic watching Or even at a show when you're just like if I'm at Uncle Vinny's, getting paid $75 to drive up to fucking Jersey.
And I think too,
to get yelled at.
If somebody doesn't do stand up, one of the things that's really tough about it too is there's so much time before and after the show where your peer group is like less than desirable, and it's just like who you are networking with. And when I moved to New York to do it, because I'd gotten like some heat from this one agent, like Louis C.K.'s like comedy agent. So he was like, "You got to come up to New York." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go be famous. See ya." And so I went there, and it was kind of like he met, and it was more like sink or swim. So I was just doing the open mic circuit, and for like 4 hours a night, I'm networking with people that are just crazy.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Well, this is just setting me back."
Yeah, the New York open mic circuit is
no, I can't even discuss
horrific.
Even if you're at like the showcase level in New York or the club level outside of New York, the people you're interacting with suck.
Yes,
95% of the time, including club owners, including comics.
Yeah,
everybody you deal with is really hard to be around.
Yes.
So it really sucks when you meet somebody who fucking sucks that does good at stand up. Like. There's funny people and there's not funny people, and when you meet a person that's not funny, that really sucks. When they're good,
that does suck.
Like phony,
or when they're just an idiot. Like I've met headliners who murder, and I talk to them. I'm like, God, you are so fucking
just
dumb.
an idiot that's dumb enough to be hacky.
And I'm up here being like, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm like, good God, that just freaks me out.
Yeah, there's people that are dumb enough to be fake.
Yeah,
and that's again, me and Soder had a nice long talk about just like. Honesty and stand-up needs to come back because it's not there right now.
Nah, dude.
It's all this fake fucking two dope queens, fucking all this shit.
Or like when I go to an open mic and I see guys, I got off doing trying stuff out, and it's some guys like, well, you know, I'm not like the other guy. I'm a male feminist, and just no irony. Dude was dead serious. I'm just irony, like, right? Dude, you just introduce yourself to a room full of people as a male feminist. It's like, ew, man.
I opened for Michelle Wolf 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. The host was a male feminist. He would go on and be like, I'm a male feminist.
Ugh. You brought this up on the cast last week. I loved it because you come on and you're like, I'm not that.
Oh, yeah. I went on after him and I was like, yeah, I'm the opposite of that.
See, that's hilarious because it's like, he was like, it's like a little easy thing he can cling to.
Yeah,
like,
here's a pander. And then somebody goes on after him and is like, fuck pandering to you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's funny.
It is.
If I was in the audience, I'd be like, yes.
Exactly.
Who's that guy? Who's that? But, yeah, this is a long one. So,
long one, baby.
What do you want to do?
2:10.
2 hours
What you got to do,
and 10 minutes,
You on time frame?
I should probably get going soon.
Okay.
All right,
let's
nice.
wrap her.
Yeah, let's wrap it.
Let's replug.
Yeah, so Friday and Saturday I'll be at Harrisburg Comedy Zone with the Rich Voss.
Dude, I can't wait to bring you up on stage.
I love Rich Voss. Oh yeah, and then March 7th.
Yeah.
March 7th, me and Matt will be at Punchline in Philly.
Funny. I was wondering, like, who the fuck is on this thing?
Yeah, dude.
It's the all-pro comedy showcase.
I'll definitely come to that.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be really good. March 7th, if Matt's hosting and I'm headlining,
God, that's going to be so
fucking sick show. March 7th at Punchline. And then there's something at Helium. Oh, no, never mind.
April 27th.
April 27th at the Philly Improv Theater, Steve Gerben's going to be delivering one of the staunchest anti-Islam presentations of all time.
And in the meantime, Tires Etc. on YouTube.
Oh yeah, Tires Etc. on YouTube. Check it out. And also, if you're a white cuck, go see Black Panther and jerk off to it. Because you're dumb.
Praise the Lord, I was born to drive boat. Feeling like Slash in front of the chapel. I'm lean back with the Les Paul. Shit I smoke is like cholesterol. Spill dressing on the vest at the festival, the best of all.